All right. Well. All right. Looks like we're okay. Seems like we're okay. All right. I'm excited here. We had some Audacity issues um, over the weekend. Last week with the recording, I had to record a episode for Off the Mats in person with Marilyn Phil, and Audacity just kept dropping when I would hit record, and I started freaking out. And there was an update. I think Mac's new operating system. I'm sorry, Mac's new OS is called Ventura. Like OS operating system. It's the same fucking thing. I hate when people do that. The iOS. Ugh, I love nuts in my mouth. I fucking hate and I have Apple products, but I hate the cult of Apple. I hate the cult of Apple. Like, oh man, like we're so cool. Like, yay, Apple. I'm gonna put
They really want to be segregated from everyone too.
fuck them. That's why
You
they got to.
cannot use anything compatible with anything else.
No, they got to switch their charging cords though in 2023.
Yeah, that's so annoying to have to make because almost everything uses those USB C.
So my computer does, and I didn't realize that because I accidentally plugged in. Like I was fucking drunk one night, just plugged in my phone charger into the computer, and it worked. I didn't know that, so I feel like an asshole. But apparently they're supposed to have to change their iPhone chargers to that in 2023.
Damn, they got forced to.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I think it's something in Europe. It started in Europe, and then I think they're like, well, fuck it, doing it in the U.S. too.
yeah, 'cause it's like they're the only ones that have this cord. Like every other company, like whether you use the Oculus, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox, they all use that USB C.
Yep, everyone. Then there's Apple. Oh, we want to be so hip and retro because Steve Jobs is dead. Like, get the fuck out of here.
So you have to buy theirs.
They haven't done shit since Steve Jobs died. Like everything, like Steve Jobs was like making that shit happen, whether he stole it or not. That's not up for debates. I don't have that discussion. But he had
That's
a
how all the great company leaders are.
Yeah.
They get the credit, but they don't actually do anything. They gotta just like I remember. I think it was Joe Gibbs who used to explain how why he was a good head coach is he got the good assistant coaches because
yeah.
the head coach really is like the president. He's just run things and they got to be the face of the franchise. You got to do the interviews, but you don't got to call plays. I mean, there's a lot to do now.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you still got to kind of wrangle your circus and keep everybody in line, but. Yeah, your coordinators is doing all the moves.
Yeah, he probably like, yeah, we need to run the ball more. What plays you can call that? Just run the ball.
Yeah, call whatever play you want. Just know we got to run that shit next. And the offense coordinator is like, okay, I guess we're gonna run the ball. I only had 4 running plays.
That clip of Tua and Miami's coach. I love Miami's coach. One, he's just so funny the way he does interviews, and then he's a genius. I mean,
Yeah,
he just seems like he'd be really fun to play with because he's down to earth. But him and Tua, the way they bantered, like during the game, Tua's just, what play do you want to do? He's just like, I want to call the play that's going to get a touchdown. It's like, all right, do this. And then they get a touchdown. Like, damn, they're having fun out there.
I like the one clip. What was he talking about? Justin Fields. It was like,
yeah, he came over to the sideline. And he's just like, stop doing that.
and then he wouldn't. I asked him to stop doing it
Yeah,
because
there was an interview
he
after,
couldn't
like,
stop him.
why he was yelling at him. Because I figured no one tried saying anything. So I tried coaching him, but he didn't listen.
That's good shit. But yeah, basically, it looks like we're recording fine, which I'm happy about because I recorded the Event Horizon episode remotely. That's what it was, and I needed Sarah to do the reading at the beginning of the episode, and the ship kept dropping, so I had her do it on GarageBand on here, which I hate GarageBand so fucking much. I had her do it on GarageBand. I couldn't convert it, and then I ended up doing some weird shit. Made it work. Then I had to record with Marilyn Phil. Still had issues, and excuse me, go burp into the mic. And then finally we got it sorted out, but because I had to update it. Basically, I had to update the new shit for Audacity. So here we are. We're recording. 5 minutes in, just about 5 minutes in. So good. Hope y'all are doing okay, and I hope y'all have a good Thanksgiving. Even though I'm saying at the beginning because I'm gonna forget at the end. And I'll be honest, I don't really care if you do or don't. Some of y'all probably don't even celebrate Thanksgiving. I don't call it Thanksgiving. I call it family time, or what I like to call yelling at my brother-in-law, because that's all that happens. He comes down here, Jake. What the Lions gonna do this year? What they make? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, son, shut the fuck up. Like, I want to like push him down the stairs one year. I want to hug him like close to the stairs and just push him. That's fucked up, but that's
Hey, cameraman just got crushed.
yeah, fuck that dude. He should have been doing his job better.
Damn, Hawkins is 77 right here? Okay.
Who's
They're
that?
losing,
Hey,
so it doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter
Oh,
either
they're about to
because
score, maybe.
because Connor ain't doing nothing. Connor needs to score.
Colt McCoy's playing.
Yeah, no, good for him. I was certain that kid was dead.
Yeah, he's taking some of the worst hits in the NFL.
That's why I thought it was dead.
It looks like he's like 5'10", 180.
He looks like he's in 10th grade.
Oh yeah, he's got the baby face. It's crazy how long he's played.
So I
Dude
saw
had
his
a good
name.
career. I mean, there's a career backup, but he's always played almost every year. Some.
Yeah, I saw his name about a month ago, and I was like, that dude's still in the league? And I didn't realize, like, oh, shit. Like, even when I turned the game on tonight, I was like, yo, where's their little midget at? Like, who's playing? And I saw McCoy, and I was like,
Man, that's kind of funny. They got two mid. They got a thing for short quarterback.
hey, I mean, so what?
Hey, there
Hey,
you go.
who ran that in? Was that Connor? Hey, come on, man. Y'all got to move. I didn't see who ran that. It looks like it was Connor. I'm still going to
He's
lose.
still outstretched on the ground.
I mean, he had fucking linemen sitting on top of his head. He ain't have a choice. Good. I mean, I went into Sunday night's game stomping. I was like, yo, ain't no way I'm losing.
So you don't know your score?
I'm not looking at that score because I was getting my ass whipped. That shit's embarrassing. And she has Christian McCaffrey, so I'm not even worried about that shit anymore. I'm like, man, fuck that. I'll take this loss. I ain't lost to her in fucking 6 years. So I'm a little fucking salty.
Colompton had a funsy week.
Well, fuck you and fuck
Just
Colompton.
a friendly 207.
You know, you want a fucking parade? Fuck out of here.
Kinda.
Like,
It's always fun when you score 200.
it's always fun when you got a fucking win streak until some fucking team that you haven't lost to in years comes in and fucking scores some bullshit points with fucking Joshua Palmer. Fuck that guy. What's that guy done all year? Nothing.
I was
dick.
getting a text, by the way, and we talked about it for a second, about the special teams touchdown rule.
Yeah.
Patterson returned a kick.
Yeah.
And it's like he's noticing in Juan's league, the receiver got the touchdown, Patterson, our running back, and the person had the defense. It's kind of messed up. They got 2 touchdowns off one play.
I mean, I
So
personally wouldn't
I
do
always
that.
do the default, by the way. Like
Yeah.
that's a setting you got to change to do that. The default is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
defense special teams gets the touchdown, and the receiver, unfortunately, or the regular player does not get a touchdown for a special teams touchdown.
I typically leave default, and I will change some things, but nothing like that. That's a big change. Like I'll add points for the defensive touchdown because it's like I don't know nowadays. It's not. It doesn't seem so rare, but it used to be defensive touchdowns were like a rarity until you saw New England scoring like 5 of them. I was like, okay, look, maybe y'all need to chill.
Yeah, I lowered that. At one point, I had that bumped up too, and now it's a little too extreme when
Well, yeah, 'cause-
defense is scoring 40 points.
Yeah, it's like
I mean,
yo,
one of the reasons
chill,
I got
son.
that 200 was Washington's defense killed it. They had a touchdown. They had a lot of sacks, turnovers.
I remember in the old CBS league when we could start 2 defenses. That was my
everyone
strategy.
was back then. So we used to do the 9-point defensive touchdown,
We had my
and you get the 2 points for the turnover. So
Well, and that's the thing. I'm still set my old way, so I still draft defenses early as fuck because of how we had that set up. I was like, fuck it.
I think I have a good setting now where they're like, not if you get a shutout and you allow less than 100 yards, you're gonna have a good game, but that's pretty rare.
I mean, New England only allowed like 103 yards or some shit yesterday.
Yeah, I mean the Baltimore Carolina game, they almost both were like
You
that.
know, like, well, they both fucking
Last
had
I
a
checked
shitty
that game at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and they had 9 punts. It's like, god damn.
Yo,
It was 3-3 going in the fourth quarter too.
the Jets, the Jets had 10 punts and 9 completions. Though they had more punts than completions. Yo, that's ridiculous.
The Washington Texans, I think the Texans had 4 total yards at halftime, but then they got a little stingers going.
And they
But
fucking
yeah,
suck.
they freaking shut down the run, and then they sacked Mills a few times.
Dude, I picked up Watson for his return, and he's playing them. He's playing
Texans.
Texans on his return.
He might go off.
I'm hoping, and honestly, if he does go off and then he just does nothing the rest of the year, I just want to see him go off against his old team. That's all.
That brings me to one of the worst trades in recent time was Dallas trading Amari Cooper for basically nothing because he's still going off.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he had 2 touchdowns last
I don't
week.
think Dallas is like hurting though. I think they're all right.
No, I mean, yeah, CD
Yeah.
Lamb can't catch the ball, but when he does, it's
That's
good.
all right. I mean, he's young. What's his second year?
Damn, this beer was good.
Yeah, it
I'm kinda
was.
sad there's no more.
Well, so I looked when I poured my little bit, and I was like, "That's not enough. I need more." And there was like a little bit left. And I just poured the rest, and I just saw you try to pour. I was like, "Not today, Bucko. It's all mine." But yeah, yeah. Let's dig into some of these games real quick.
All right. Well, we joked weeks ago about how we'll be coming in here most of the time that neither of our teams will win, but now they're always winning.
What was it, the last 3 weeks? Or at least for Detroit, it's the last 3
So I think
weeks.
we're 4 or 5, and you guys are 3 in a row.
I know at least we've both won the last 2 weeks for sure.
So sitting right now, I think we won 2 in a row because we had that one loss to Minnesota.
Dumb.
But otherwise, it's been a big since Heineke took over. I think is he 4 and 5 or 5 and 6? I think he's 4 and 5. I think Wentz gotta have 1 win.
He's got something.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we won 5 out of 6.
I was gonna say once because you guys
He
won
beat
week
Jacksonville.
1. Yeah, I was gonna say you won week 1.
So and then we lost 4 in a row, and then Heineke took over, and we're 5 and 1 with him.
I mean,
So we
solid.
got ATL, which will be at the game.
We'll be in attendance.
We were joking about how we might have a meaningless game, but Atlanta's they won. They're in the playoff. They could actually win the division,
Yeah,
and I think there was something today about like predicting them to win the division. That's
Yep.
like, what do they call it? Not, I don't know. It's not cat.
yeah. I mean,
Something along those lines.
yeah. I don't know.
Um,
Motherfuckers be using slang. I don't even know what the fuck it means anymore. That's why I want to punch kids.
Yeah, that shit was wild when I got into that Madden League a few years ago. The slang I'd never heard before. And then I started getting used to it, but it was like the say less one used to drive me nuts. You're like, people were like, yo, you trying to make a trade? I'd be like, nah. They're like, say less. I'm like, huh? All I said was nah.
I had a teammate in jiu-jitsu who would say that. He was like, when we talk about anything, good or bad, he's like, say less. I was like,
Yeah,
what? Son, chill. Like, there's other things to say now. Like, no, say less. Like,
But yeah, I don't hear it anymore. So that must have went not lasted very long.
nah, I still hear
Year,
it. I still
so-
hear it. Not as much, but I still now I'm hearing that's cap, and it's like,
Yeah,
son, chill, because I don't know what that means. So y'all need to chill.
Yo, stop capping, yo.
But yeah, real quick before we go into get into the games, because I was looking at something, and I've always had this question especially when it comes to football teams. We talk about quarterbacks because Heineke is the starter the rest of the way. They talk about Zach Wilson. He sucks. Basically, is what they're saying. And them losing over the weekend was on him, basically only having 9 completions. How much should it be in the quarterback's lap?
Definitely a decent percentage, but there's other tangibles sometimes of skill in a way, which Heineke has. Is the team clearly loves him,
Well, so in those
and
things,
he motivates people, and he even motivates the defense, which is they get pumped over when he does good.
so those things I agree is like especially when the team plays for you. I remember what's the dude's name? Cade McNown. His rookie year. I remember the Bears, like the team did not like him, like the players, because when Cade got in there, I remember there was some. I think it was one of the linemen. They were not thrilled. They're like, well, Cade's on his own.
Yeah,
It's like,
I think
damn.
there's a few quarterbacks. I mean, I think that's a little bit of the Russell Wilson thing. I don't think he's well liked.
Oh no, fuck that guy. I hate that guy. You know why I hate that guy? Because look, if he would have got the 20 fucking 1 points that I was projected to get from him, I'd be okay. But you know how many points this motherfucker got me? Guess. Any number.
I mean, to be honest, if I
Not
was
enough.
I would
Not
put
enough.
6 for him.
Like not enough points is what he
I
got.
think I'll give him a touchdown.
He didn't get a touchdown. He didn't get a fucking touchdown. He got me 13 fucking points. He threw for 247 yards. This fucking cunt. Like I'm so done. Like I'm trying to get rid of him. I will pick up any quarterback that's available. I don't want him on my team anymore, man. The dude fucking sucks. I couldn't put in the girl with the long hair. What's her name? Jacksonville's quarterback. I couldn't put her in because she's on the bite. She's off for the week. So fuck Russell Wilson, yo. Miss Sierra. Mr. Sierra.
I mean, Carson Wentz, he got kicked off 2 teams back to back. It looks like he's gonna be on the 3rd.
I can't wait, dude.
Yo, first off, I just want to say this. All right, I'm liking the way things have trended with Washington, but let's not forget Ron wanted to go with Carson Wentz, and what a disaster of a trade that was. Now we're spending $23 million. We gave up I think maybe 2 draft picks, but one was a 3rd draft pick for him.
Gross.
He's not gonna be on the team next year.
Where do you think he can start next year? Because I want to see him start. Just so you have 3 different starting teams in 3 straight years.
The Jets,
I don't know.
the Texans.
Maybe.
I think the Texans were hopeful in what's his name? I don't know.
But I think the Texans going to be picking early in the draft, so they probably going to grab a rookie.
Yeah, they actually have a lot of picks. Too,
they'll roll the dice with that rookie before they go with Wentz. But yeah, I mean, maybe Texans, maybe
Denver made a massive mistake where they're stuck with Russell Wilson's contract.
Fuck that guy.
The Giants, maybe?
Maybe.
Because Daniel Jones he was getting some credit this year, but I give him no credit. He looks terrible to me.
I don't think he's well received. I think this is the last year on his contract anyway.
He doesn't have good receivers. I'll give him that.
But I don't know. I think I would rather have Daniel Jones than Wentz.
I think I would too. I mean, I hated Wentz. As soon as we made that, I was down on this year. Now I'm like back on board. I jumped off the train. I was like, I want everyone fired. I don't want anything to do. I want this team to be rebuilt. But then once Heineke came in, it's like, oh, okay. Like, and you can see he seriously lacks some arm strength.
I mean, but he's moving.
He moves in the pocket very good. He's kind of squirrely.
I got 2 teams that Wentz could start for next year. Hear me out. Hear me out on this. Tom's probably about to go and retire. So Tampa, I don't know if they got anything in the backup round.
What did I hear about Tom? I think he's buying a team.
But one more. He could start for the Colts.
No.
They'll take him back. They're like,
I don't
look.
think Jeff Saturday plays.
Like, look, Matt Ryan's not doing it for me. we need.
Well, Saturday almost beat the Eagles.
I
couldn't.
That was my pick for
lost that game.
That was my big pick for the week.
They had a 1st and goal from like the 5 late in the game, and then when they settled for the freaking field goal, I thought for sure they were gonna get that touchdown. We got Jonathan Taylor. I don't know what happened, but they settled for the field goal. So now I see they're up by 6. I'm like, oh god damn it, the Eagles are gonna win. It's just like when we get to the Chiefs.
I picked Washington last week to beat the Eagles, and I picked the Colts this week to beat the Eagles.
They should have. I mean, it was not much time left where we were about to have us win and the Giants and the Eagles lose.
It would have been, and that would have been like, okay, all right, this division real fucking squirrely now.
Dallas played it, and Dallas now looks a little scary.
They're not. They're Dallas.
It was Kirk Cousins, though, at 4 o'clock. Not 1 o'clock Kirk, because 1 o'clock Kirk would win that game.
Correct. Because when you look at that game, Kurt had a terrible game, which is also another thing to my fantasy team because I had Justin Jefferson.
I did too in my league.
And I got, 4 points from him, 5 points from him?
Micah Parsons was a freaking animal.
Man, fuck that kid. But yeah, let's real quick get a couple games and rate this beer. So, I mean, we already mentioned Washington.
So Washington now is 6-5.
Fantastic.
If San Francisco loses this game right now, we'd be in the playoffs. If they win, they're the last seed in the playoffs, but tied record. So,
well, no, if they win, they actually take the division lead because they beat Seattle earlier in the year and they have the same record.
So I think it would then.
And they'll be 4-0 in their division, or 3-0 in their division too. So San Fran would actually become whatchamacallit, um
So they
division
would
leader.
bump up,
Yeah.
and then that would bump.
Would that keep Seattle in?
Yeah, Seattle would then be in because they're 6-4 because they played one less game than
Ah.
Washington.
Dumb.
So if San Francisco loses, though, that will put us in the playoffs.
Correct.
And Detroit is just 2 spots back of Washington now.
So what's
But what's Detroit does have going for them is you're 2-1 in the division, and 4-4 in the conference, which is not bad.
So you know what's funny
And you
is
beat Washington.
I'm pretty sure that they said the Rams are eliminated.
Oh yeah, the Rams.
I don't know what the Rams' record is.
Yeah,
but
they're basically 1/2 game above Carolina and Chicago for last.
because like,
They're 3-7
and what's
with
Detroit?
a 1-3 record.
Detroit's 4 and
4-6. But
Okay.
again, you guys are 2-1 in the division, 4-4 in the conference.
I think
That's gonna give you a lot of tiebreakers, including one big one, unfortunately, over Washington.
okay, but hear me out. They play Buffalo next week for Thanksgiving, so let's just stop the parade now.
Hey, Buffalo's look a little suspect lately.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? Buffalo played their home game in Detroit last week.
I know that's their stadium now. They took that shit over.
So next week will be a home game for Buffalo.
Yo, how sweet would it be if you're a Detroit, like you live in Detroit and you're a Buffalo fan, you just got back-to-back games.
Hey, I mean,
And how'd that work? Did they just open the tickets to everybody? I'm sure they gave it to maybe
yeah,
priority over to the people that already had
yeah. If
tickets.
somebody
I don't
showed
know.
up, I mean, because I feel like I don't know what's the distance.
And then, yeah,
I
how
don't
many
know.
people did show up for the game?
It looked like it was a pretty decent crowd there, but you know, it didn't look like a Washington Wizard or not Wizards, but Mystics game. Like, you know, 8 people in the crowd.
Yeah, they hand out tickets outside of the
My
stadium,
my
trying
gran-
to get you to go in.
I need to ask my grandparents if they be paying for tickets. Because if they say yes, I'm like, don't do that. Like, I can get those
I'm
joints for
pretty
you
sure
free.
you could probably stand outside and someone will come out and be like, "Yeah, I want to go." Like it's like those when they need crowd fillers.
I'm certain they will pay you to go to the game. They'll just say, hey,
Oh yeah,
here's
too, like the extras and.
here's $40.
I started to watch a movie called The Clappers or The Clappers. But it was basically what's the Ed Helms? Is that his name? The dude
Yeah.
from The Hangover.
Yeah.
He's basically his job is he's one of the people in the crowd of infomercials.
Like
So
it.
he's a clapper. He
Dude.
claps, and
Is that
he
a
wears like a mustache or a hat.
Is that a real job?
I mean, it sounds like it is.
'Cause-
And then Tracy Morgan was his buddy, the other clapper. So that had a little potential.
I don't have
There.
any vocational skills at all, but I can be in the crowd.
What
Put me
was
in,
funny at
coach.
that movie is Russell Brand. No, he's a comedian.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he was basically being like a Jay Leno type talk show host, right? And somehow they come across him in these info commercials and just call him out of like how he's in like 10 different ones, and he's like, "Look at this guy. He's here, and he's here. Oh, he has a mustache in this one, but he doesn't have." And then he's like super embarrassed because now national media is covering, and he's like, "Who is this guy? I want him to bring him on my show." So now he's like recognized everywhere as being this dude on infomercials,
I'm going to look into that.
and he
tonight.
always asks like questions each one. Like you get paid more if you ask a question, so he'll just be like, "So tell me about this." Like,
So, I actually applied for a mystery shopper thing because I was like, you know what? That's some extra money on the side. Just show up to places and pretend to care, and then like give a survey, tell their boss. I would just straight be telling them all like, yo, they fucking suck. They suck at this job now because we get mystery shopped at my job, and it's like, but the thing is about our mystery shops is like it's a former employee, so he just comes in and chills, and then gives us a perfect score. And then they give us a gift card. Like, here's your $25 gift card for getting a perfect score. It's like, thanks, homie. So, but I still signed up for it because I was like, you know what? If time gets rough, you know, I might lose my shit and fucking, you know, set my building on
yeah,
fire.
we would make great clappers.
I don't want the clap.
No, but I mean, I would be over dramatic. Just be like, I don't know what, like a knife cuts through some pipe, like one of those.
The Ginsu knives.
Damn!
Like, damn, that shit is dope.
Oh snap!
Just start showing like, yo, do you see this? Are you looking at this?
Yeah, they should cut to us and just us looking at each other like, what? Just overly impressed.
I'm gonna look it up, see if we can find a spot. I want to be in some commercials now and
We'll
just
be
start.
the best ones ever.
Dude, we'll be their
Pump
favorite
that
ones.
product up.
Yo, we'll make them so much money, yo. They're like, oh my god. Like I'll get up like, yo, can I try?
This turkey, brand new high tech turkey baster.
Like, oh my god, you get so many girls pregnant with that.
Like, is that only used for turkeys?
Like, you know where else you can put that? Oh my goodness. Like, sir, we're gonna have to ask you to leave. Oh, boo. I'm gonna just find another infomercial. Damn, dude, we went way off track.
Oh, let's review this beer. We need more.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so this first beer is called Tropical Torpedo, which we've had Atomic Torpedo. I think there was a variation of Atomic Torpedo we had, both all by Sierra Nevada, which has actually made very good beers. Chico, California. So this is an all-American IPA inspired by the island life. The can looks very tropical. It has mango, papaya, and passion fruit.
Papaya.
And it's supposed to say with every sip, but my girlfriend wrote zip.
All right. So look, I'm just gonna look. I don't want to sound like that guy. Maybe English isn't her first language, dude. Quit fucking with her. I don't know. You might be
every
asleep
zip.
one night and she might, I don't know, remember that and stab you. Chill, son. But that is fucked up. That is definitely a Z, not an S. So,
To be fair,
I'm over here.
if you see, she'll like write my notes as we'll just jokingly like talk about things. My handwriting is absolutely atrocious. I can't read my own writing.
Yo, my handwriting is tight as shit, son. We actually had this discussion, a teammate and I. We were talking about cursive. Because he was like, I'm upset that they don't teach cursive anymore. And I was like, I don't care that they don't teach cursive anymore. Because what do we use? I don't know if you remember, like in school, they would tell you like when you grow up, they're gonna write everything in cursive.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Like I stopped writing cursive after fucking 6th grade.
I can write neat if I write extremely slow. But like this is an example of my writing. Like what the fuck does that say?
So and that's trash.
Bales? That's not gonna work. So
Like if you look at this beautiful handwriting here,
that is actually pretty good.
I know it's good. That's why I fucking showed you. I got
You
that
write like a
desk.
girl.
So today I wrote a note for someone at work, and I on purpose made it look very like quote unquote girly, because I wanted her to say, "Oh, he writes like a girl," just like, "Yo, I will stomp your tiny ass down." No, damn, dude. No.
See, you got a lot of overthinking on that.
Dude, I got some issues. You know?
I'm gonna write this girly. I want him to say it looks like a girl, and then I'm gonna threaten him. You had a lot of plans.
Well, cause never mind, man. Hey, I get to go to my therapist on Wednesday though. We didn't think that was gonna happen this week. She texted me was like, "Hey, I had an opening Wednesday afternoon," so I was like, "Word, I'll do it." I kind of don't want to, but like, cause sometimes I like to have that built up, like get into December and like I have to go to therapy because it's been so long and it's like built up rage. So I gotta tell her like, "So how have things been? Like, you got a couple hours?" Like, all right, let me go in. And it gets ugly. All right, let's get back to the beer because I'm going to be all over the place on this. That's not good. Is that the highest we got started today?
No, we have one slightly higher, but yeah, these are lower. That's why I brought this in between. You gotta taste this.
I'm not drinking any sake, man. I'm
It's
good.
funsies.
It doesn't sound Z's that way.
Yeah, you have a few. Every time in between a beer, you have one. You'll be feeling great.
I don't want any sake.
But not like a shot.
I got some of those like like I got some fucking seltzers in the fridge. Well, I don't have seltzers, but they're about to be my seltzers.
Yeah, whenever I buy a pack of seltzers, there's a lot left over for some reason. It's like sounds funsies at first, and then it's like.
Yeah, it's only funsies when it's like the last resort.
One or two I can have, but they're not something I want to keep drinking.
Now that I think about it, yeah, I've only had 2 max in the evening.
Yeah, I think so. It's like I have these 2, and then it's like, all right, time for beer.
Even when it's last resort, even when there's nothing else left, I will only drink 2 seltzers and then just be like, fuck it. All right, 6%. That does affect it, but not majorly. I like it. It's yummy. Had a good color to it. I'm trying to sound professional now.
Taste was very good.
Taste was real good. 6%.
Usually atomic torpedoes come in the big cans. I wish we had a big can of this one.
Yeah, that would have been clutch. I'm gonna give it a 7.0 even.
Okay.
Because I don't think
a 7.
I don't want to say it's a 6.9 because it should be in the sevens. I would buy this.
I'm gonna give it a 7.4 because I feel like the
Jesus fucking Christ,
6.0
Fucking relax.
we'll be able to crush them. It's
Yeah.
almost like so crushable that 6% would do you good.
I
Oh,
don't-
we drank ours fast as hell.
Yeah, like may as well chug these. I don't. For some reason, that 12-ounce can seems a little smaller, son.
It is because I've been able to get the big cans lately, but
I mean, but I'm looking at this Bush Light. That seems fine. I look at this joint. I'm like, yo, that seems like a little boy.
this is my water.
Um,
Oh, this is the regular Bush. And by the way, this has grown on me because remember I was telling you I really like the Bush Light. The
The
Bush
Ush?
tastes a little funky, but
Ush.
now I'm liking the Bush. I like the Bush.
I don't mind Bush.
Little
I
Bush.
mean, it's not preferred, but it's like at least it lets me know it's a woman. So,
I don't know how. Oh, I see.
like, dude,
I went the wrong way, then I turned back. I got it.
dude, I got some real traumas going on here. But
It's fine
All
if
right.
you don't want this.
I don't.
Get Kiki in.
What the? You can't even
Yeah,
say it.
you have to try it.
I don't want to try it. I don't want to.
My peer pressure is so bad. It's like reminding me of when I was trying to
Yo,
do my car negotiating. I was like, this place wanted to give it to me for here, and they offered me this for my car. The dude was literally like, you should do it. Like, fuck.
dude,
Yo, they're willing to do that? Honestly, you should do it.
like,
God damn
it's
it.
like I'm not good at this.
Okay, bye. I guess I'll go there.
Like,
You're going to miss out.
like even if your peer pressure is great, I don't take the bait for peer pressure. Like I just don't care.
I also think car salesmen know exactly what you're doing.
Oh, yeah,
You want
for sure.
A sippy sip.
I don't.
A sippy sip. All right, well, next beer, you'll want one. Okay.
I'm gonna go.
All right, we're gonna
I
go
am
to
gonna
this
go
one.
get one of those shitty seltzers though in a minute. And
Do I have anything else?
for funsies,
A crusher?
well, I mean,
You
see,
can do a half a glass chug?
so the thing is with that, I mean, I'm down, but see, I feel like I'm taken away from you. So I'm gonna say something to you that, and you were at Charles's funeral when Bobby was talking about the time that he asked for a beer from Charles from like a case, and Charles was like, no. He was like, and let me explain why. Because that one beer will do nothing for you, but I need every single one of these beers to get where I'm going, and that's
Back
how I
up
feel.
this.
That's how I feel if I take half of your beer there. I
But
feel like
have
I'm taken
this.
away from you.
So
All right.
this will be a quick
All right.
crusher. And
Oh, I mean that's a like double time crusher. You're mixing your shit with sake.
No, I'm not mixing with sake. I
It
drink
looks
the
there's sake at the bottom of it.
No, that was just drops.
Uh,
But no, I mean,
it was natural.
I do like sake bombs, by the way.
Yeah, but I'm saying like,
now I'm gonna do one.
well, you already had some at the bottom. You had like a shot in there.
I'm professional here. I'm like,
Okay, I'm not
like
saying you're not a fucking professional.
it was funny is I actually normally I don't listen to our episodes because then and it's like I don't want to feel self conscious like oh I've sounded dumb as hell there, but our last episode was funny as hell.
So after you left, I felt good about that episode. I felt like though that
Like,
was
I
a
was like,
fucking
that
good
was funny.
episode.
If you don't like that, something's wrong with you.
Like-
but after the whiskey shot, I was like, I'm still fine, but my voice is slurring. And that's the thing with me is like I'm still like well aware of everything and I'm thinking straight, but it's like my mouth turns just
It's like you're talking
slow.
in cursive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing.
All right, let's chug this sumbitch down. Like shots.
I don't know if we've rated Bush.
I'm
But-
certain we have. Oh my god. Oof.
Now we are professional.
I don't
You
know
see, Drink Champs won some award,
Nah, but that's good.
but it was
Glad.
kind of funny. Is I feel like Noriega said something like, "I didn't do good in school. I don't even know if I can read, but I won this award." It was pretty funny, whatever he
I
said,
know
because
he can't
he's a
read.
damn good interviewer, and I like that format of them.
So
You
you know
do
what's
be
funny?
getting artists a little too drunk sometimes.
You know what's funny is like the whole art of being an interviewer, because that's the format for Off the Mats. And I'm gonna be honest, I hate interviews. I hate interviewing people. I like having people just come on and let's just fucking talk. I don't want to ask questions. I have a couple people I do have come on, and I do kind of interview style with them, which is fine because they're good at that. But I love just like, let's just talk some shit. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what I like about drink champs because they do drink, and then it's like whoever the artist is, their guard comes down a little bit, and then they're just having fun. I don't know if you saw. I mean, I listen to only drink champs if there's an artist or celebrity I like. So
Yeah.
like Shaq was on there, and I knew Shaq doesn't drink. He was like pretending to drink, I think, for a little bit. But Shaq, well, I was surprised to say he said he drinks at home. I don't believe him. I don't think Shaq drinks. I think he's trying to sound cool.
Yeah, he don't drink.
Yeah, if you drink, you're not gonna be like, yeah, I drink some at home sometimes.
So
No.
I could see that though, but if you drink at home, if like you're a drinker, you're gonna drink out. Just at least socially, because like I'm that way. I drink at home, but if we're out, I'm gonna have a
Yeah, and
drink.
Shaq's very outgoing. But I think they had what's the group, the Migos,
Yeah,
and then the dude died like a few weeks later.
yeah, the fucking dice game.
I
Son.
don't know which. That's what it was. Damn.
Yeah, yo,
Why is he playing dice?
yo, rich people.
Well,
they
yeah,
don't know what
rich
to do
people
with their
don't know
money.
what to do.
It's just like let's play some dice down here in Houston.
It's wild. Like you hear the money like Drake gambles with,
Yeah,
but at the same time, I think I understand it. Like, and I've said it before on this podcast. Like, I think if I was super rich, I wouldn't be happy
yeah.
because
Well,
things would become so like boring. You could do anything.
being rich is like having a cheat, like playing a video game on easy. That's what I compare that ideal to. Now I don't know, obviously, because I'm not rich, but I feel like at the level I am in the game right now, I'm playing on All Pro. Not on All Madden. Life ain't that hard. But we're playing on All Pro, and it's a little bit of a challenge, but it's not. It's like I can do just enough where I can beat the system, but there are obstacles in my way. Whereas I'm playing All Madden, I'm in the pits right now, dude. I can't do nothing.
I did see a great quote today. Let me pull it up for a second. It was by Everlast posted it, but it was by Ice T.
OG, original gangsta.
Yeah, Ice T is
That was
and Ice T is tight as I love Ice.
that was one of the first cassettes that I ever bought. That I ever tell you the story like with my grandfather. I used to always have my Walkman on, and I remember my grandfather picked up my Walkman and put the headphones on and just hit play, and every cuss word that came up, he would repeat it. And let me tell you, it was a lot. And then I remember he looked at me, and then he puts the headphones down, nods his head, was like, okay. And then me being the shithead that I was, I just shrugged my shoulders and went, so. And dude, I don't know why they kept me.
It's wild because I can remember like my first music of like the progression of everything a little bit of like obviously the 80s for me. I grew up often going to my dad's work, and he was listening to like the typical 80s pop
Yeah.
rock. So I remember being super confused about Guns N' Roses because I would see the video and I'd hear his voice and I thought he was a girl. I couldn't tell. Like I was legit confused. Like
Well, that's how it was with DeBarge. So I don't know if you're familiar with DeBarge. Like heavily sampled Biggie, Tupac, everyone samples them. They're from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I remember seeing El DeBarge, who's like one of the, he went solo, big career. I wouldn't say big career, but like when you talk about DeBarge, you know El DeBarge. And I remember seeing him, and he had his hair permed. And I was like, yo, why does that pretty lady have a mustache?
yeah,
I
80s
couldn't,
was wild. Like
beyond wild.
and it was leading me to like earlier I was telling you I was trying to explain Run DMC of the 80s, like what was so different and like the importance of them in that hairband era.
Yeah.
Where they came out with the leather jackets and the gold chains. It was like if I would, which I got into Run DMC obviously later because we were real little when they came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as I saw them, I was like, yo, that's what I like. But yeah, so I remember liking ZZ Top in the 80s because they always had like the tight cars, and I was working for my dad.
We were looking at two different things. I like
But-
ZZ Top because they had the bitches.
And this is real young. But again, because we did custom cars at my dad's shop, and they had custom cars in the video. And then, that ZZ Top had some riffs.
Yeah, no,
They had some tight
I,
because
I
they were like
yo,
bluesy
I feel like
rock,
ZZ Top is
and there were
underappreciated.
just three people in the band. They're like from Texas,
Hmm.
but I think both the dudes with the beards died. So
Yeah,
one died a few years ago, and one died recently. The
yeah,
drummer guy, I don't. I feel like he was like the extra.
yeah. I think
He
he.
sang on a few songs. Yo, that's the other thing with them is they had different people sing on different
Well,
songs.
like his, like I don't. I remember.
One of the guitar players in ZZ Tops is like considered like one of the best guitar players I know.
I'm not shocked by that.
And then one of them's the bassist, but he's like
Hey man,
bluesy as hell.
if you're gonna move like
I'm
that,
trying to tie my shoe.
you gotta bring the mic with
My
you.
shoes, how am my shoe getting untied sitting? But
It happens, yo.
yeah, these shoes come untied. But yes, I remember liking ZZ Top as a kid, and then I got a little into Def Leppard. Still hadn't really heard hip hop. Then I remember MC Hammer came out. I was like, that was like big for elementary school, like fourth grade ish.
It was
You
safe.
can't touch
It
this.
was safe rap.
And then still kind of like that, but I was like, I wasn't feeling something didn't click with me, and it was probably the Genie Pants and all that. And then I remember though he had the Too Legit song with all the athletes in it.
Yeah.
Some of that I liked. That was a little better, even though it's poppy as hell. But I think it was because Sports Center was so big for us at that time.
Yeah.
Like Sports Center used to be the shit back then. Like you could watch that 6 times in a row.
Oh,
and
I
it was
did.
Still good.
I did.
That was when
remember,
they had the peak, like Dan Patrick, Keith Olbermann, like all the. Good
I remember like
anchors.
skipping school, and most kids would watch Price is Right. I would watch Sports Center from 10 o'clock until
That
3
was
o'clock.
like the peak when Sports Center was really good.
Yeah.
All the good people were on that. Stuart Scott,
yeah.
I think, was back
Yeah,
then.
Stuart
like,
Scott.
all of them.
Lin-
And it was like fast paced. It was just real good the way they did it back then.
they had a formula that worked. And what worked about that formula is that they had personalities. Because like MTV had the VJs and the personality, and I think like ESPN kind of took that a little bit. They didn't go like full blown, but they kind of started going that direction too. Because again, we know names. Like I'm sure there's some kid now that could tell you the fucking anchors from ESPN now. I'm sure. I don't know. I don't care. But there was a period with ESPN. We knew who those cats were, and you sometimes you could tell the schedule. You knew who was going to be on what episodes. So it was like, oh, I might tune in for fucking Oberman. I might tune in for fucking Stuart Scott. But and then I think
They had the music back then. The do.
yeah, I mean, god damn it, dude, it was so fun.
That
And,
was
and,
so-
and
and
Chris Berman was
that was
actually
also-
on. This was like Chris Berman was still on
Yeah.
actual like Sports
Oh
Center.
yeah, they had the best guys. And then that was still a time when baseball was really popular. So
Yeah.
you had like good sports coverage all year round. Where
Mm-hmm.
now no one gives a fuck about baseball.
Yeah, I guess the
Unless you're, I mean,
Astros won
some
the World
people do.
Series again. Like, I didn't know that.
I think I did know that, but I can't tell you one. I don't think I could name
Where
10
they play?
players.
I think they're
in
playing
the
Philly
baseball
because I
now.
remember there's a big deal about Philadelphia like sports that one specific week. Every Philadelphia team was playing a meaningful
Oh,
game.
yeah, so Philadelphia had what's his name too from Washington.
Not-
Good Bryce Harper.
Well, I was like,
He
what,
went
are
to
what are you
Philly.
talking about? Oh, well, yeah.
So he was like a local.
I thought you
hero.
were still talking about the '80s. I was like, oh.
No, but yeah, I'm trying. So I'm thinking about like the music when I got into music of like, because I would get into things later because we miss. I mean, because I wasn't exposed to music in my house. Besides working at my dad, he'd have the radio on all day, which was DC 101 or 98 Rock. If you're from Maryland, you know those.
Yeah.
They both still exist.
I just played the radio the other night in my car, and I was surprised. I was like, oh my god, these are still here.
HFS was huge when we were in high school, but that's gone. It turned into like a Spanish station.
Sign me up. I'm still trying to learn.
So I kind of remember liking Def Leppard, and then I'm still too young. Like even I remember hearing "Jump Around," really liking that song, but I was 11. It wasn't enough to buy the album. Like I was getting all my music from your next door neighbor David,
Yeah,
and he used to belong to one of those clubs
yeah, I know what you're
that
talking
were
about.
big. So we'd get like a tape every month, and then I would make tapes from his tapes. So then, I mean, he actually was getting some good stuff. So I was making these good mixtapes. and then I'm trying to remember. Like, I remember I got huge into Digital Underground at one point, and went backwards though. So their albums had already come out, and I'm going backtrack because I think Sex Packets was an amazing album. That was '89, so this is probably like '92. So I'm 12, going back to that, and then I have to admit though, Digital Underground. The later they went with their albums, they turned into like an R&B singing group sort of. They got
Mm.
worse and worse each album. Like it just wasn't the same.
It was like following the trend
Yeah.
because they're
But I think the Humpty Hump, Shock G, he liked playing instruments. So I think
well,
he strayed away a little bit from the straight hip hop
well, I
stuff.
think it's also the thing is too with music because I remember um, Evanescence in the 2000s. I love Amy Lee. I think she's a great singer and very pretty. I just love the band. And I remember the first two albums. The great. That first album was really really good. And me and a friend, we both liked the first album. I think the second album came out. I love the second album as well. And the friend was like, "Well, yeah, but that second album doesn't sound. It sounds a little different than the first album." I was like, "Well, yeah. I mean, that's as an artist, you want to grow. You want to. You don't want like if you're gonna be the same as the first album, then why don't we just listen to the first album?" So I mean, this. I mean, we've talked about this with music tons of times. Where like an artist like Everlast is like just that growth. So I mean,
Yeah,
we
true
get it.
artists will change, whereas their fans don't want them to.
Yeah.
But and DJ Muggs of Cypress Hill is a big example of this. He does so much stuff with these underground artists, but it's because that's what he wants to do. He doesn't care about them. He already made enough money to do whatever he wants. I think Everlast also describes. I mean, because of Jump Around, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. That's
If
what
the
he calls
album,
mailbox money.
yeah, exactly. So, which was a blessing to him. Like now, I can do whatever I want, and he could tour off that. People like it, but it's not like, you know, and he likes too that people don't recognize him
Yeah.
necessarily. I mean, some people will, but he's like, I'm at the grocery store, Jump Around's freaking playing. They don't know it's me. It's just wild.
Um, I find that always fascinating too with artists and fans more so than anything. It's like you'll see fans that they don't want the artist to change. And it's like just stay the same. It's like then go listen to that first album, bitch.
Yeah, I think
But
artists have a need to grow and like experiment.
well, even so, I'll go into pop for a second with this Madonna. She was different every album, and there was something genuine about it because it was before, like she was kind of ahead of the curve. Because you saw artists later on doing it, and it just felt disingenuine because it's like, well, she's already started that trend. But then like I'll take Mariah as an example because for a very long time, because Mariah was married to the president of
Oh yeah.
Sony Records,
If you
maybe or
said his
CBS,
name, I would know it.
Tommy Mottola.
Yeah, I told it.
She was married to him, so she was kind of under that watchful eye to make music this way, and it worked. I mean, it was a fucking mega hit every time she spoke. It was a mega hit. Then she kind of went off and started doing her own thing, which wasn't terrible. She still did great, but then I started noticing it's like because I bought every single album up until Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel. I think was the last one I bought. Then there was one I think I just copied off someone. And was like, I think I'm done with this chick. But like one thing I noticed with her is she wouldn't necessarily change herself. She would just find who's the newest artist, like the newest hip hop artist, and feature them on her tracks
Right.
and
So
try to
she's
piggyback off of their
sticking,
success.
which a lot of artists do. They stick to the formula that works.
Yeah, and the thing is like I'm not. You can't necessarily hate on it, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, but you're not doing anything special now.
And if your goal is to make money, that does work.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember even like as you talked about Everlast was when he did Jump Around, the second House of Pain album, he did the complete opposite of making it no radio friendly. He didn't want to follow that success. He wanted to make something that other MCs would be impressed by.
what
And that maybe made them have a little bit more longevity in terms of their fan base. It's not gonna another hit necessarily, but
Well, the thing is too is like as a fan of anything though, because I can say this for like the shit that I'm into, whether it be MMA or comic books or whatever. It's like, do you want everybody else on your shit though? Do you want everybody
Yeah,
else?
and that's what I mean. If you can get your fan base, like Cypress Hill is the king of that. Cypress Hill fans are diehard, and they'll still sell out. I consider them the biggest comparison is Rolling Stones of hip hop because that Cypress Hill is gonna be like 6 years old, tour, and still probably sell out wherever they play. They don't play stadiums;
Yeah,
they'll
but
play clubs and
yeah,
sell out.
and
And
I mean they still put on a fun show,
oh yeah,
dude.
their show
Because
is
that
good as
that for
hell.
sure was probably the funnest show. The Flaming Lips was probably the funnest because it was the oddest show that I'd been to, but it was still like that Cypress Hill show. It just there was an energy there that felt
Yeah,
like
they
this
have
is
a
right.
great show. For a hip hop show, they're gonna have like mosh pit rock energy,
Yeah, yeah.
even at whatever their age is. I assume they're approaching 50. If not, they're there.
I got a feeling they have to be over because I mean I'm mid 40s.
It was funny. I noticed because Be Real, by the way, is like the hardest working dude in hip hop. Like that dude made enough money. He don't need to do anything, but he does like podcasts every day. He has Be Real TV every single day. He does so many shows. I can't even keep up with it. He's still a top notch MC. But it was funny. I noticed he always wears sunglasses. And when he wears sunglasses, he looks, somewhat how he's always looked. I saw him one time without sunglasses, like, oh, he does look 50.
Well, I think that's the thing though too. It's like when you have that money, from the previous success, and it's like you don't necessarily have to do anything further. You can now do the things you want to do, and obviously those are the things you want to do. Because I think about that now too. It's like I always say, like, look, if I fucking won the lottery, because that's the only way I'm fucking making any money, is if I won the lottery, I'm going to work Dunkin' Donuts for the morning shift, for socialization. I got to get out there with the
Yeah,
people,
you gotta
Steve.
do something. And I think,
But I would probably like podcast, and then that's when I would probably then step into the ideal of doing like video and YouTube stuff because I have the free time now to really focus on things and make things how I want. Like right now, I don't want to do video anything because what happens with my brain is I'll get hyper fucking fixated on something. And then I'll start leaving other things behind because then I got to go to work. I got to deal with the family.
yeah, there's only so
So
much you can focus on.
yeah,
But yeah, Be Real is definitely, he's just so hardworking. But then I will say this too. He's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in terms of he knows that the fans could disappear like that. So Cypress Hill is always going out of their way to like always appreciate the fans, meet and greet probably more than any person I've ever seen. I'll never forget one of the funniest Cypress Hill shows I went to. I think you've been to the 930 Club, smaller venue, but
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
a
yeah.
upper deck, and the opening band was on, so I was up top during the opening band. I like to be in the middle of the shit when it's
Did we go
a
to the
band I like.
Fillmore to see them?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
And so whoever the opening band is, sometime I think the same. Who did we? Oh no, that's look. You went to La Coca Nostra one time.
I did not go to a local.
Who was when we saw Jedi Mind Tricks open for some?
That was it DJ Shadow?
Might have.
No.
No, I don't
They
think it was
opened
DJ
for
Shadow.
they opened for Everlast.
Okay,
That was an
that was
Everlast
a good show. I was
Yeah,
like, damn,
yeah.
Jedi Mind Tricks is opening. That was a good show. But yeah, so Cypress Hill, whatever, they're playing, and I have met various members at different times. I think I have a picture of Be Real. I have Sendog's autograph. I have Bobo, the drummer's autograph on a stick. No, I just have his drumstick. He didn't autograph it. He threw it into the crowd. I got it. But it was funny. As Sendog and Bobo came out to watch the opening act, and Sendog got into a conversation with like a dad because it's right in front of me, so I hear it. That's the only reason I'm hearing it. And he's just like, this dad's like, I don't really know who you guys are, but I took my daughter to the show, but I'm up here because she's not there. And then they start having a fatherly conversation. It was like the funniest thing ever. I was just like, huh. Sendog, I mean, basically, Sendog was talking fatherly, like relating to him. But I was like, how many rappers do that? Like, take their time and just like have this conversation like that. to a non-fan, and I guarantee you that dude like appreciated it like hell.
Well, and I bet you Sindog appreciated it though too. Like that's the thing with a lot of celebrities is like you run into so many people that are like, oh my god, it's and they just care about the celebrity. But when you talk to a person who's talking to you like a real person, there's got to be something humbling about that. And I've heard celebrities say that though too. I think like there was someone, I cannot remember who, but this was when Justin Timberlake was like kind of off that first album fame after he left NSYNC, and they were at a casino somewhere, and I guess the mom was in the elevator talking to him. It was like a really nice young man, and she described him to her daughter. And they apparently had a really good conversation. A short ride on the elevator, obviously. And the daughter was like, "Mom, that was Justin Timberlake." And I was like, "Oh, well, I mean, he was a really nice young man, very polite, da da da." And it's like, it's got to be one of those things where it's like she didn't know who the fuck that was, and I'm sure he appreciated that because it's like you will get those celebrities like, do you know who I am? It's like, I don't care who you are, like fuck you. But the ones that are like, they're caring about their day and they kind of don't want people to recognize them. It's nice to have, because you're having a genuine conversation with somebody. And they're not just trying to, talk to you in a way of like I'm trying to impress you. It's like, oh, cool, this person gets it. So I'm sure Sendog appreciated the fuck out of that too. So that was real fucking cool.
Yeah, he seems like an interesting guy. Like he left Cypress Hill at one point because he was like, I think he was like that Cypress Hill documentary. He describes it, but he's like, I think the fame got to him a little bit too much, where he did have a pretty big ego at one point. He had enough money that he kind of left the group for a little bit. But what got him back into it was he started doing rock metal on the side. And something about the live instruments like reignited his passion for performing. And so when he'd do that on the side, it would make him excited again to go back on tour of Cypress Hill. So I think you can get burnt. Cypress Hill stayed on tour. They're like the Rolling Stones. They and I feel like Be Real is the type of like he knows this is not an everyday thing that people want to come see me. If we can keep it going, let's keep it going.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely an appreciation for it.
So like some people will like maybe quit a little too young and then try to come back and it's too late. You stay going on tour and keep building that fan base of showing that you can put on a good show.
But I think you got to be built different though too, because you
He
get some
is.
people that are just they think this is what they want until they get it, and then it's like I don't want this.
Oh yeah, some artists like hate touring.
Yeah. Well, who was it? When Chris Cornell joined Audioslave, well, they formed Audioslave with pretty much Rage Against the Machine. Essentially, they just changed the name. But um, Tommy wanted to do an album every year and tour along with it, and Chris was like, I don't want to do that. Like, if I want to do that, I would stay with fucking Soundgarden. Like, I want to do an album every couple years. Like, pace yourself. And you got to kind of figure, I mean, because they're doing like stadiums, so I'm sure there's a lot more going into that. And it's not to discredit like doing the smaller venues, but you're doing a stadium. There's just so much more to it, and that's got to burn you out. Whereas, as you start going longer into it, it's like, okay, we could do these smaller venues and make it more intimate and less stressful. Keep that shit going, and
Yeah, man.
the fans appreciate
The
that.
club show. Well, I find it weird for me personally going to a concert, at least in the style of music I like, if it's hip hop or. I mean, generally I've only gone to hip hop shows, but like maybe like some more harder rock type shows, is if it's a stadium where there's seats. I feel like that would be so awkward. Of like,
Yeah.
you're like playing some like angst music of getting the crowd pumped, and everyone's in their. I mean, those might be standing in their seat even, but they're like kind of distanced from the stage, and I feel like I would feel weird as hell with that.
So this just brought up something I sent to Sarah the other night. Not a dick pic. I just
I don't think Sarah would appreciate that. She's seen it.
Yeah, she would definitely appreciate
No,
it.
she'd be like, yo, she'll humor you. Oh, thank you.
So I sent her something about Taylor Swift, and we were talking about the ticket prices, and that's like kind of coming here. It's like that's something that fucking fans truly appreciate too. Doing those smaller venues, like it's fucking affordable. Whereas, let's see here, typically live tickets can be found for as low as $55,000 with an average price of 80, or I'm sorry, $55. Okay, no, that's something else. I saw they're like talk about
I know she crashed Ticketmaster.
there's something to like talk about like these fucking nosebleed seats. They're like $1,000. I was like, yo, chill, son.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Then those type of shows, when you do get tickets, you can make more money off it. You might not want to go because you can make freaking 10 times the amount you paid for the ticket if you were lucky enough to get a ticket.
How much are front row seats for Taylor Swift? According to Vivid Seats, a front row seat to one of Swift's Los Angeles shows at SoFi Stadium could cost you as much as $11,000 before fees. So it's like shit like that. And I like music. I don't necessarily need it to be like in the venue. I don't need to be at a concert. I don't need to be at a show for it. It's fun. It's nice, but I don't need it. Um, but if you tell me that a ticket is gonna cost me that much money, I'm just gonna buy a CD, son. Where I'm gonna buy a digital copy, as I got clowned for saying that the other day on So You Like Horror. So I'm gonna buy a digital copy of Taylor Swift's album. I'm not, but I think she has this one track I used on a couple of reels recently. The track was kind of tight, son. Like that beat was like, oh my god, like what is this? And I saw it was Taylor Swift. I was like, fuck. Now my penis is soft.
She's my birthday twin.
Oh, that's gay.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
That's the only person I know that's a celebrity on my birthday. I think I'm exactly 10 years older, so she must be 89.
nah, seems about right. That's good math there, Chief. There's quite a few February 21st birthdays out there, celebrity wise. Jennifer Love Hewitt, Scout Taylor, Ashley Green, all hot people. Me, just fucking gorgeous people born on that day.
Yeah, and what's funny with me sharing a birthday of Taylor Swift, I honestly couldn't. If she was playing, I wouldn't know. I can't tell you her song at all.
The one
Something about there's certain like her style of music. It's like I just don't comprehend.
I do actually because I was watching the fucking DC superhero pets today with my daughter, and The Rock is playing Superman's dog Crypto, and he's like sad because Superman is going on a date with Lois, and he's listening to a Taylor Swift song. And I didn't know it until I read the captions and saw it was Taylor Swift. I was like, that's pretty funny because he did something on that show Ballers, and he was like lip syncing to Shake It Off. Like, because I think that's like, I guess that's the big hit because that's the one I know for sure is Shake It Off. It's like, I don't know any other songs.
She's had tons of hits.
I know she
I
has.
feel like she's had.
I just couldn't tell you any.
From what I've seen on memes and stuff, she's had a lot of angry boyfriend songs.
Yeah, but you know,
I can't tell you what they are.
what was it? Somebody put up a meme. It was like Taylor Swift has a lot of songs about breaking up with guys, but you know what she doesn't have? Any songs about blowjobs. So do the math there. You know, maybe if she was giving more blowjobs, she wouldn't.
She's
Wouldn't have to write all those
all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to help Taylor out, and if she wants to practice on anyone, I'm here. Like,
maybe she's one of those artists though. She's trying to get breakups so she can feel some heartache.
oh,
'Cause it's
yeah.
like comedians. Like if you didn't have like some kind of childhood trauma, you don't got nothing to write about.
Yeah,
If
that's.
life went too good.
I got a couple friends that are trying to do stand up right now, and
Yo, I don't know if you saw on Facebook, your old next door neighbor said he did a stand up show. I was like shocked.
oh, well,
That's pretty ballsy.
I would not.
I give you credit for that.
I would not expect that.
Yeah.
Now I want to know.
Yeah, I wonder.
I need
I wish
to-
there was a tape of how it went. I can say I know
Was
he
it-
was a huge fan of Jon Stewart, so it could be that style of humor, like political.
Maybe.
But even to go up on stage, do comedy in front of a crowd, that's one of the most vulnerable, scary experiences you could probably do because you got to do something that makes the crowd react. And like,
Yeah.
it's not like doing a speech pre-written. Most people are probably tuned out, but in school you have to do that kind of stuff in college. to be doing comedy, that's really brave
The
on stage.
one person I know, they're trying to do stand up. They're open micer. Well, they're all open micers, but look, I don't know shit, but I know that he ain't funny. And like the other person, I think they have a lot of potential to be really funny because of their trauma. It's just their delivery. It's like, hey, that would be really funny if you delivered that a little better. That's not like you're like really sad when you're telling that. You gotta. But then they were like, dude, you should go up, and I was like, no, I don't think that anything that I have to say can be said in a constructive way where I'm not going to piss someone off.
Right.
Because if it's an open mic, these people don't know me, and you know my brand of humor, the shit that I say. That doesn't go well with strangers. I was at the Halloween party. I don't know if I told you when I was like there's a couple. They're trying to get away from like just all the chaos upstairs, and I'm standing downstairs. I saw him. I was like, oh shit. So I'm down there talking, and me and the one guy, we start talking, and then I start talking about my mom, which to me, I say a lot of shit that I think is hilarious, and other people are like, dude, that's fucked up but funny. I start saying that shit, and his wife's looking like, oh no, that's so sad. And I'm like, fuck. Like, you could, like, if I ever did comedy, you could never be in the crowd. Because I would say some demeaning shit, and you'd be like, oh my God, you had such a horrible childhood. Like, yeah, bitch, that's why I'm up here to deal with the trauma.
I think my like funniest moments is like instant reaction comebacks. So for me to like pre-write something probably wouldn't work.
So, and that's what I mean. Like, I couldn't sit down and write something and say, like, I'm going to get up on stage and talk about this. It would have to be like, I'm sitting there, like, I'm observational, you know, not as good as fucking Andrew Schultz.
Andrew
That
Schultz
fucking dude kills it. Like, dude.
See, yeah, there's certain times like when I watch an artist and I'm just like truly, truly, truly impressed. Like this dude's talent is
Yeah.
super talented, and I feel that way of Cypress Hill. I feel that way of Andrew Schultz. I feel that way of Conan O'Brien. And it's just like those dudes are meant to entertain. And it's
Yeah.
almost like a gift from God.
I don't know. It's like whenever I think about celebrities and their ability and who they are too and what they, just how they react with people. It's like you have those people who are celebrities and they don't look at it like I'm a celebrity. It's like I just want to do my thing and I'm a regular person. Then there's celebrities that are like, well, I'm this, and like Beyonce, Taylor Swift. Like my tickets are gonna cost thousands of dollars to come see me, and it's like you're just taking advantage now. It's like versus, we've been to comedy shows and it's like, oh, the tickets were reasonable, yeah, a little up there, but not like out of reach. We've gone to plenty of club shows and the prices
Those are my favorite
like
shows,
reasonable.
by the way. Like, I love the 930 Club in Ramsey. That's my favorite venues.
Those shits are like they're intimate, yo.
Yeah,
It's
you
like
you can
there.
get your drinks. They're all on the
Yeah.
side.
Mhm.
You can walk around. I mean, you got to force your way back to your spot. But if one buddy stays where you are,
Yeah.
the other one goes to the bathroom. You force your way. There's a little charm about that, though. Like you got to weave your way back to the spot.
There's-
Like my buddy's up there. Let me get back. And I'm usually the one that has to use the bathroom.
Yeah, I
and
know
working my
because
way back
I'm
to
usually
you.
the one in the crowd. Like, all right, man, don't get lost because I'm getting swallowed up in this motherfucker. Please come back because
I'm usually double fisting, which is a terrible idea when you gotta
yeah.
pee. Really, like I gotta pee. I gotta pee now.
I think there was one time there's real quick. There's one time I think we both had to pee, and it was like,
Yeah,
oh,
we
like,
had to go one at a time.
like who's gonna go because like we can't lose the spot. All right, take a quick break. Let this dude go piss because he's got a bladder of a fucking 3-year-old.
Hey, two.
All right, so we're back. Yo, we were supposed to be talking about football over an hour ago, and we just kept
We're
going away from it.
beasts.
I'm not even.
We
worried
also
about-
just drank our next beer.
Yeah, I was just like, let's
we
just
should
rate our
probably
beers.
do this
Let's rate our
a
beers
little more.
Yeah, it was solid.
I still think you should
I don't-
try this sake.
I'm not going to.
Beast.
No.
All right, we'll get him a little more drunk. Then we'll drink it.
Peer pressure's trash, son. It doesn't work on me.
Sometimes it does.
It doesn't. There's never been a time that peer pressure has worked on me.
So this beer, was, I think, surprised me. Um, so this one's called. All right, we have some things crossed out. Whale's tail beer.
Okay.
Obviously, there's a whale's tail.
Okay.
It's by Cisco Brewers. We've never had them. And then Tucket Island, Maine. So I also think this could be our first Maine beer. It's an English style pale ale named in honor of Nantucket's whaling history. And it was described as well balanced, a rich honey color, and a fruity aroma. Um, so, yeah, I think it's a very good tasting beer, actually. I wouldn't say there's any fruit flavor to me, but it is well balanced.
Yeah, I don't taste no
It's
fruit.
like not overly bitter. It kind of tastes like a good, just old fashioned IPA, but a little bit less on the bitter side, which to me, I like the IPAs a little less bitter.
I'd call it some heavier hints of bitter, but
See, that's why we have two judges. But so not incredibly strong, 5.6%.
you might want to go ahead and rate this first.
All right. So I like the taste. This is refreshing. Trying to think. So I would want to buy it on the taste, but I feel like if I was at the liquor store and I saw 5.6, I'd be like, nah.
Yeah.
I'd move on to the next one. But the taste is very good. So I feel like I kind of want to recommend it. So I'm gonna go 6.9. It's almost recommendable.
So yeah, I was going in at 6.8 range. I don't know if I would personally buy it or recommend it. I wouldn't turn it away though if you handed it to me at a party.
Yeah, so I did 6.9 because it's like based on taste, yes. Then if I saw the alcohol percentage at the store, I probably would choose something
So
else.
I'm gonna go 6.7. So that way it could be an even 6.8. Then never mind. I was doing 6.8, but I was like, let me give you less math. So, all right. So real quick, I don't know where I found this. Me and the fucking internet. I'm just on the internet looking at all types of shit, twerk videos, fucking politics, fucking porn. Just and you name it, it's there. Part of the program for like watching porn too, I got to set up the proper porn, but then I also got to set up the proper thing on the TV in the background because just in case I get bored, I want to be able to look up at the TV and maybe get into a show. So sometimes I might put on a scary movie, I might put on Lost. But whatever I put on, it has to be non-sexual because I'm already watching porn on my phone. So
So you don't have double porn.
yeah, no, I never do double porn. I don't do porn on the TV and the phone because it's disrespectful to the other. So it's like,
Yeah, I mean one the original porn probably would get offended.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like if I'm watching porn on my phone, like I specifically looked for something on my phone versus like, oh, what's on the TV? Well, I mean, I guess. And you start jacking into that. So I try to put on like a TV show. Usually I try to steer away from like slashers because that's a little confusing to my dick. But because you're watching porn, then you see somebody get the head. Don't you dare! Don't.
Gotta try a little bit.
You're drinking that, not me.
That's a small
I'm
amount.
not
That's
drinking.
not even a shot.
I'm not drinking that.
It's 15%, not that bad.
I don't care. I'm not drinking that. I don't want no sake. Like I'm not into it. I'm gonna drink the rest of the beer out I can. I saw you too. You were like watching to make sure I didn't pour my beer first. Just like, he didn't pour his beer. I got him. No, you didn't get me. So now,
All right. I think you would like the feeling. I think you would like the sake.
I'm not crazy about
Sure.
sake. I don't hate it. I got to be in the mood. Like if we're like out at if we're out at Raw or something, I'm all in because
Yeah, let's go
like
to Raw.
we're in the moment.
Let's go day drinking again soon.
We got to, but we got the game this weekend,
Yeah.
so that's gonna be.
We'll tailgate.
Yeah. So yeah, what are we looking at like departure time? Because the game starts at 1. So, what do you think? You want to get there? Oh, it's gonna be cold.
Is it? I didn't want to look at the weather yet.
Let's not. I haven't looked at the weather, but it's been cold this week, so I got a feeling it's gonna be cold on Sunday. So my feeling, God, I hope it don't rain.
Oh yeah, that happened to us at one time.
Like, because I'm thinking it's like you want to get there like 11 and just fuck around.
Yeah. We'll bring something.
Let's go make friends and shit. You know what's fucked up is I'm thinking about fucking the Ravens Stadium, so I'm thinking about that layout. I'm like, oh yeah, we got plenty. No, we don't.
I think it's gonna warm up.
Good.
So, all right. Well, that's not good. It is gonna warm up.
Dude, I hate Christian McCaffrey
We have
today.
58 degrees.
Oh, I like
which is
it.
Not bad.
I'm not
but
mad
then
at that.
there is a 58% chance of rain.
I'm willing to risk it.
So we'll bring some rain gear.
Y'all can be some punks. I'm not. I'm all about getting sick. So,
I mean, some of the Ravens games we've gone to, we've spent the majority of the time in the clubhouse bar.
yeah, true. All right. So there's this bracket that I saw. It's called the Best Things bracket. The Best S Things bracket. I'm sorry. See?
Best S.
Correct. And it's a 16 team bracket. And I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna break this down real quick. So the number one ranked S thing is sex. That's number one. Sex will be going up against the Scholastic Book Fair. Because if you know, you know. And let me tell you, third grade Scholastic Book Fair, hey, if I got $10, whoo, let me tell you, son.
I do remember those. What was those books with the characters? No, the little like happy face guys.
I don't fucking know what that is.
Like there was like a bunch of different characters, and they were like basically a head and feet.
I vaguely know what you're talking about. I never got into those books. I was too mature.
Regardless, I might as well just go say my parents never gave me money, so I never got any of those books. But that's the ones I wanted.
I had an allowance, and I didn't understand how to manage my money at that time. So by the time we got to the book fair day, I didn't have no money. So
I didn't get my allowance till I worked for my dad, and then he tricked me.
that's
like,
not called an allowance.
Yeah,
That's your money.
but like
that's how you get paid.
you worked all weekend. Here's $5. I was like, yo, that shit's tight.
It's like, yo, I'm gonna build a fortune off this. Like,
I do remember buying like Super Tecmo Bowl. That was like my first big purchase, and Nintendo games were expensive. I feel like Nintendo games back in the day were more expensive than PlayStation games now. I remember them being like $65
I don't remember such a thing.
for the new games. Like I remember like Dragon Warrior, like that shit was like $60.
I don't recall that at all. I remember Nintendo games being $35 brand new out the pack.
Oh yeah, I gotta get to the Oculus game at some point.
But yeah,
Remind me that.
so is it on there? Did I write that? I thought I wrote it on the board. My bad. So we got number 1 versus number 16, sex versus the Scholastic Book Fair. Which one we going with? I know which one I'm going.
I mean, you gotta go sex.
Yeah, obviously sex.
I mean, I never even got anything.
So yeah,
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
sex wins round 1 there. So number 8 versus number 9. Number 8 is snow days. Number 9 sandwiches.
Damn, that's a hard one. And that's an 8 and 9. So
Yeah,
okay.
so it's got to be tough.
So that's gotta be tough.
So
Damn, to be honest, I would choose sandwiches.
yeah, so am I. I'm going with sandwiches too. The snow day is cool, but when you're an adult, it's not cool.
Sandwiches are awesome.
All right, so number 5 versus number 12. Sleep, that's number 5. Number 12 is Shaq.
Shaq. What's that mean?
So
Sleep? I don't know what Shaq means.
I think just Shaq. Like which one would
Shaq, like Shaquille O'Neal?
Shaquille O'Neal?
Oh.
See, that's a tough one for me.
So I remember I wanted us. Remember I was like saying like if we had celebrities, who would we meet? I wanted Shaq, but then I found out he doesn't drink. So
Yeah, so that's a big
that
that's
was
a deal
big
breaker. That's a deal breaker.
So
So
I think I'm gonna go snacks.
so well, it's sleep. So I picked sleep, but I wanted to go with Shaq. But the thing is, I thought I was like, yo, like, but what if I want to sleep though? I'm tired.
All right, let's go sleep. This that's funny.
So sleep. All right. So number 4 versus number 13. Number 4, Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, I like Saturday.
Well, no. That they're both one thing. So
Okay.
they're number 4. And number 13, sitting down.
Sitting down.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna choose the weekend.
Yeah, it's like, well, so for me, because I work the weekend, it got slippery because it was like, ugh. But dude, when I have a Saturday and Sunday off, it's so fucking sexy.
Yeah, the
So-
back-to-back days are
Yeah.
important.
So Saturday and Sunday wins that one.
Way back in the day, and I think your schedule's like this now, unfortunately, of the one day off.
Yeah.
The The Saturday and Sunday is crucial.
So yeah, I have Sunday off, and then I'm off in the middle of the week, and it's like,
Yeah,
fucking
if
dumb.
you can have off weekend, that's the way to go.
All right, so the second half of the bracket, we got number 3, sports, versus number 14, stand up comedy.
I'm gonna choose sports. I like stand up, of course, but
Let's see,
I'm more likely wanting to watch a football game over a stand up.
yeah, I feel
And
like
I do watch like a lot of Wizard games.
there's more sports that I would stick around for, whether it be football, basketball, hockey, even fighting, comedy. I'm
It's
very
closer
particular.
than you think, though.
Yeah.
Like I do love comedy, but yeah, the majority of what I watch on TV is like Wizard games and football.
All right, this is an easy one for me, but for you it might not. I don't know. Number 6, summer. Number 11, sushi.
I'm gonna go summer. I like sushi, but summer.
I've never had sushi, so I would obviously pick summer.
So the sushi I have, by the way, you don't taste anything but the rice, and so,
Then why would I want it?
but this is what I like about it. Wasabi and horseradish is the only thing I can taste that's spicy. So I just put all of the wasabi in my sushi, and it burns for a second. Then I'm done. Though
Sounds like a pain
it,
kink.
it
I'm not
numbs.
into that. That's weird.
It is a pain.
I know
Yeah,
you
if,
fucking
if I
weirdo.
could taste spicy, I would love it.
All right. So this one, I already know my answer because it's super like biased on me. Number 7, smoking cigars. I'm sorry, no, not even cigars. Smoking cigs. Could be cigars or cigarettes.
Okay.
They left out weed. Number 10, The Sopranos. So I love that show. I'm super biased. I'm taking The Sopranos. Plus, I hate smoking.
So I if we're going together, I gotta give you the benefit of the doubt because I've never seen The Sopranos, but I feel like I would love it.
So the thing is, I always had The Sopranos playing in the background everywhere that we've lived. So,
There's no reason for me to have not watched it.
And that's the thing is
And
like,
it sounds like a genre I would love.
it's
In
so
terms of
fucking
cigarettes,
good,
so I
bro.
hate cigarettes,
Yeah.
but I do like a cigar. So we're gonna go Sopranos though.
All right, so here we go. Number 2, snacks. Number 15, Steve Irwin.
Oh, definitely snacks.
Yeah, like look, I'm not worried about the fucking crocodile hunter.
Died,
I think his daughter's cute as shit though.
and there's others like him.
Yeah, it's like I wonder what his wife. His wife's probably missing that dick.
I mean,
though,
he
so-
kind of
So I
seemed.
kind of feel like I gotta look up his wife.
Didn't
His
he
wife,
die by
like, fuck with a
the
stingray.
stingray? So
Yeah.
I feel like he didn't know what he was doing.
I'm more worried about his wife. She needs some loving. So, can we get Mrs. Irwin, or is it just Steve Irwin? Because with Mrs. Irwin, I'm in, but I think it's just Steve. All right, so now we've got our bracket
I
here.
kind of feel like I know what's gonna win.
See, I don't know, man. I don't know. I thought I knew too. So we got number 1, sex versus
Let me
number
see if
9, sandwiches.
I'm gonna write it down.
Okay.
So if we do win, I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
Alright.
1, sex, 9, sandwiches.
Damn, that's actually tougher than you think.
It's tough. It's tough, but it's not tough. Like, I
But
don't know.
one's followed by the other.
True, which is why it's even tougher now, because one is followed by the other.
Because if I can't have a sandwich after sex, I guess you gotta choose sex. So.
So I'm leaning that way, but let me tell you, as much as I love me a sandwich, I was considering the upset here, and sandwich already had its upset because it's a number 9 seed.
Yeah, it's really close.
All right,
But because there's nothing better than sex followed by a sandwich.
true, which is why it's fucked up that that's right there. Now, if sandwich was like number 4 or 5 or 3 or 6,
Yeah, if it said sex followed by a sandwich, then that's number one.
like if sex and sandwich made it to the finals, it's a tie. We like there's no winner.
Sandwich got a bad draw.
Number 4, Saturday and Sunday, the weekend. Number 5, sleep. Now this is age pendant for me. This is still tough.
Yeah, I mean, so if you didn't work, and I don't work, I'm lucky. And admit I'm lucky because I had jobs before where I don't have that at all. I'm gonna choose Saturday and Sunday.
So this is weird for me because I don't sleep. But when I do sleep, let me tell you, dude, it is a fucking party.
I do love sleep too.
But I'm with you on the weekend, even though I don't really have one.
Yeah, if you can have it like that's actually like a pretty big perk on a job.
So let's see here. All right, so 1 and 4. We're in the final four right there. All right, so we got number 3 sports versus number 6 summer.
Dang, that's a tough one.
So I thought it was a tough one until I started really breaking it down for myself.
So I think a few years ago I would have chose summer, but now I'm going to choose sports because I've grown to like fall more
Same.
and spring.
So I went against summer because it's hot as fuck, and I'm not into that shit. And also like bugs and shit. Like oh, let's go out and sit in the wilderness in the fucking summer heat, and then you got mosquitoes all up your ass, and then ticks.
So I always loved summer, and I don't mind the heat. But then I've come to really, really appreciate fall. Like
Yeah.
fall, the weather's still kind of warm. You could still wear shorts if you want.
So-
And then football starting, like fall. Something about fall is tight.
I like fall because of all those things, and also bugs are dying.
Yeah.
So like as soon as those motherfucking bugs go away, I'm like, yo, bonfire.
You know, we
son.
had some random gnats in our house.
That's wild.
Well, I work from home, and I feel like it was maybe because of my coffee. Yo, since we turned to cold weather, that shit's gone.
Hey, I drink coffee. I don't be saying no gnats, son. I'll be blaming that shit on
Yeah,
coffee.
no, I didn't think it was. I think it was when
All
we moved in, leaving the door open.
So
They're gone now.
number 10 with the upset, Sopranos. Number 2, Snacks.
Oh, I'm going snacks.
See, now we're gonna have to flip a coin because
Oh,
I'm gonna
damn.
go
All right, let's
Sopranos.
go.
All right, where's a coin? Get me a coin.
Yo, you
got a
know me
coin?
snacks like Dorito, Cool
Man,
Ranch?
dude, I love snacks, but dude, Sopranos was so.
So,
fucking
so
good.
I've never seen Sopranos. So,
So
all right,
that-
let's flip.
that's
a coin.
why we had to flip a coin. All right,
Do we-
I
I
don't
might have a coin.
I don't have coins down here in the basement. That's dollar bills.
Yo, you know what I have that's tight?
What's up?
Because it might have been. I don't know if it was with you or not. Do I still have it? Let me see.
Like, do
Because I have some weird, random old stuff sometimes.
the bottle caps flip like decently?
Yeah.
I feel like they don't.
I just want to see if I have this in my wallet still.
Why don't I have any coins down here?
I still have these, by the way. This was given to me by Miss Frazier, the health lady.
Yeah.
She gave me all these $2 bills.
Yeah.
I've had them since. So
She in that group of old people that think these are going to be worth money.
which one of
worth
the
$2.
$2 bills looks like someone took a bite out of
It
it?
looks like somebody set it on fire. You weirdo.
I don't think I.
All right,
have
let's
the
paper
other
scissors
one.
rock for it. 2 out of 3 because we ain't got no coin.
So
What
wait, it's
is-
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Correct. 1, 2, 3, shoot. All right. All right. All right, relax. Damn, son. So I'm up 1-0. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Ooh, Sopranos
Damn.
it
I
is.
suck at this game.
Don't you remember like fucking dude at the
Damn,
old
that's
job?
a big upset.
That's a huge upset because look, I love me some snacks, but dude, you gotta watch Sopranos. So fucking good.
Yo, like, you know that includes honey buns.
I know, dude.
That's all I saw you eating lunch.
I'm pre-diabetic. All right, so that's a huge
Yeah,
upset.
I'd be standing in line waiting for my super lunch. Dante got 3 honey buns at our lunch.
All right, so here we are now.
All right, so we got a final 4 now.
Final 4. Number 1, sex. Number 4, Saturday. Number 3, sports. Number 10, Sopranos.
So
Sopranos shouldn't be at the dance.
I already lost,
But-
I thought Snacks was gonna win.
Snacks should have won. But let me tell you, dude, that show's so good. You got
Damn
HBO. You got HBO. I'm telling you, go check it out, son. You watch that bullshit ass pirate show. You can watch Sopranos.
The pirate show is tight.
It is, but you can watch some fucking Sopranos. If you can watch those fucking pirates, you can watch fucking Sopranos, yo. Shit is so good. I might go back and start watching it now. All right,
And I
so
do like mob shows.
it's
So.
fucking good, dude. All right, so we got number 1 versus number 4. Sex versus Saturday and Sunday.
Damn, that's actually hard.
Okay, I thought that paper would fold out
Fucking
more. So
there's so much activities.
So yeah, this is tough because I can pass up sex because I could just jerk off. Um, but I can't replace the weekend unless I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday. So, okay, so let's break it down this way. What happens on Saturday that's cool?
Volleyball,
Okay, all right, fair.
Madden in the morning,
Yeah, that's good, good, good.
McDonald's in the morning.
That's real good. McDonald's breakfast. Um, so we got 3 for Saturday there. Let's go Sunday. What's tight on Sunday?
Football.
Football. All right, so we got football. Um, sometimes we record.
Still, both days for me, I got to sleep in,
Nice,
which is
nice.
huge.
Yeah, it's a big win there.
Fucking A.
All right, so these are the pros for Saturday and Sunday. And I could take some of those pros too. I don't play volleyball, but I got jiu-jitsu on Saturday if I am off. Sleeping in. College football, go blue. Hey, Michigan versus Ohio State this weekend, 2-3, son. Oof. I gotta admit it though, Ohio State's better this year. So I don't really want to watch, but my daughter and I we're gonna sit down and watch this game together. She's gotta suffer. If I gotta suffer, she gotta suffer too. Sunday we got football, sleeping in again. We record on Sunday. It's fun, even though today's Monday. All right, so cool. Six cool things for Saturday and Sunday. So all right, sex.
Texas is one cool thing. That's
Yeah. Oosh. But that's a big cool thing though,
big
dude.
cool thing.
Just fucking skeeting all over the place, yo.
I think we got rock paper scissors.
Yeah, let's go. All right, which one you taking? Like, which one are you gonna represent?
I feel like we should rock paper scissors that. It's like, yeah, let's do one rock paper scissors that. Winner takes sex.
So yeah. All right, so it's one round for that. Just
Yep.
no 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Ooh.
All right, so I'm sex.
All right,
I
so-
finally won one,
all
but
right.
it doesn't technically count.
So 2 out of 3 on this one. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, up 1-0. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Ooh.
Oh,
All
what
right.
a comeback!
All right. So sex it is. Sex wins that round. This is podcasting at its finest, y'all.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
went down 2-0. Never give up.
All right. So this one's tough for me because I love both. Number 3, sports. Number 10, Sopranos. So
That's not fair for me because I'm going to choose sports because I haven't seen Sopranos.
I hear you, and I'm the tiebreaker here. So, and if it goes to sudden death, we're back to it again. So, sports is ever changing. That's a big plus. Sopranos is finite. 6 seasons, technically 7, because season 6 is A and B, which is dumb. Just call it 7 seasons. The fuck is wrong with people? That's a strike against it already. So we got sports, ever changing.
So if you had to choose one, because think, there's basketball, football. Well, we
Fighting.
didn't even say any other. Well, UFC.
Yeah, fighting.
I'm not going to mention
And-
baseball.
What the fuck's that?
Hockey.
I love me some hockey, dude, and the Wings are doing pretty decent. They're not great, but they might make the playoffs. So, sports, I can play sports. I can't play Sopranos.
We can.
I don't want to.
We can try.
All right, so I'm gonna give sports the nod here, but I'm telling you, dude, like, your homework is to watch some Sopranos. It's fucking good shit, man.
I want to. Because I like mafia type movies. And by the way, though, sports. I watch a lot of the Wizards during the week. Yo, the Wizards are on a good streak. We might have a playoff team on our hands. A 6th seed, but maybe a 5th seed. Or maybe a 4th seed.
Yo, the Pistons
Yo,
are
they
so
just went on a run. It was funny is the Wizards just went on a run against some of the best West Coast teams. But then it was like, yo, each West Coast team was missing their best player. But I will say the Wizards they should be a playoff team this year for sure. And I think it's going to be around 4th at the best, 6th.
Oh yeah,
Likely.
hold on. I'm looking at my other league. I got George Kittle out there killing it right now. 2 touchdowns, 84
Oh shit, it's
yards.
38-10. God
Oh shit!
damn.
Yeah, it turned around. It was 17-10. I
So,
look back up.
I mean, in the NFC, if I was to pick teams right now, who's the real like playoff contenders? Dallas, San Francisco. I still want to say Minnesota. It's tough to say them after this game, but
So,
they might have had a bad game
yeah,
because Kirk didn't throw any picks.
and I mean, let's be real though.
It-
The defense got to step up too. It ain't all on Kirk.
Oh yeah,
So
and Dak had like one of his best games.
So-
That's not how Dak typically plays, by the way.
so in this other league, I got George Kittle killing it. I had Pollard.
Oh yeah,
I had Jamal Williams. I had
both.
Watson for Green Bay. I had the Ravens defense scoring 7. Dude, but my team overall is trash. Trash record. I don't want to look at our league because I'm still salty about that. Oh, well, hold on. Okay.
Yo, our league is close though. I still gotta get the money from a lot of people.
Yeah. So I know I got 3 people.
That figure that out this week.
I got 3 people. I know direct that. I just talked to one. Well, I'll see one this fucking Thursday anyway.
Well, yeah, it's close. So we have 3 teams at 7-3, and then we have 2 teams at 6-4, and you're one of the 7-3 teams.
Not for fucking long. We'll have to be 7-4 because of bullshit.
I mean, then we have this. I mean, that's rude. That's rude. To win against someone and you win
can I
by
say?
101 points.
Can I say?
Yeah.
Damn, fuck MAGA. I feel like is that Chris?
Yeah.
Damn, Chris, you getting dogged. I hope you still listen. Yo, you're not only getting dogged. If we were doing video, this shit would be up on the screen. Hey, screenshot that. Send it to me. That's our post for tomorrow.
Yeah, he would hate it, but and he's questioning. Well, I don't think it's in this league, Cordell Patterson, but
Nah.
again, that's I just lost Kyle Pitts, but to be honest,
Did you though?
he did. Yeah, I picked him early, and that was my worst pick. 2 years in a row, I picked Kyle Pitts early.
I know.
He's super talented, but yeah, he doesn't work out. But, Dallas, Tony Pollard, your running back. Stop using Ezekiel.
Yeah. I don't care how much you're paying Zeke. Just enough.
Yo.
He ain't it.
Pollard had like a 50-point game, and now he has a 41-point game.
Yo, he said.
And that's with Zeke taking some of his carries.
He said, all disrespect meant. This is my job.
Olave,
Yo.
beast.
He looks at, I bet you in the locker room, he'll be looking at Zeke like this. Look at me. Look at me. I am the captain now.
You know who actually, like his season, I know the record's not great, is Devontae Adams. Might shatter his touchdowns and receiving yards record.
You ain't got no choice. Vegas always throwing the ball. They have to. But they won this week too, so good for them. Good for them. I mean, they beat Denver. Everybody beat Denver. Yo, Denver's so fucking bad. Yo, I hate Russell Wilson, Mr. Sierra.
It's funny though. Like I feel like scoring 200 is always like, to me, it's like, oh shit. I think I've only done it like maybe 3 or 4 times in all the years I've played fantasy.
Maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, that should make things interesting because I'm a game back. Bear's gonna win versus untested rookies. That was a 9 versus 12 seed, so not too important.
Damn, you ain't gotta say it
Terrapin
like that.
Stations won. He's tied for first. He won by a lot.
Mm.
Oh, Tracy's team's pretty bad. I think Tracy's
Yeah,
team's gonna end up in 12.
So Tracy, I messaged him when you text me about that, and he was locked out.
Neps. So Neps is number 1. He's gonna win versus Brett. They both have players left, but it's not looking good. Oh, you're gonna lose.
I didn't want to fucking know.
Oh yeah, you're definitely gonna lose.
Suck my dick.
It's 145 to 126. Yeah, how you gonna do? Your
Dude.
defense sucks.
The thing that sucks is I was like smash. I was like up by like fucking 60, and then all of a sudden fucking
Oh, she had Palmer,
Palmer went off.
and it was the first game when Keenan and
No, and Greg Everett is out, so he picked up the slack for Everett, who was getting those other fucking reps. So it was like, oh man, fuck that guy. Anyhow,
yeah, her team's wild.
What's that?
Well, she's got Melvin Gordon. You better go pick up someone.
Yeah, you better get rid of that dude.
Or not. Maybe he
That
gets
dude's-
signed to a good team.
He unemployed.
He's unemployed, but
Better go get in
well,
that line.
she still has McCaffrey, and you have Connor.
Yeah, which doesn't mean nothing.
So if Connor gets like a 90-yard run, you might be good.
I mean, yeah, but San Fran needs to stop fucking beating the shit out of Arizona. And maybe I got a chance. I don't know. I'm
That
emotional.
score is rude though. 207 to
Yeah.
106.
What was it?
Yo,
All right.
check Chris. You better check your defense. Yo, how you gonna let up 200?
Christian
Have we
team
had a
first.
200 this year?
Not
Not in our league.
not
We've
yet.
definitely had 200.
Yeah, I've
I
scored.
feel like we've scored 220s.
I've scored 200. You
230s
scored
maybe.
200. Juan scored 200. Alice scored 200. I mean, it's almost like kind of pass it around.
I was talking some shit. So in my league, it's me, Al, and Schultz. Schultz and his son have a combined team. Are all tied for first. I won my game already. I think Al won his. Maybe Schultz's son might have lost. I don't know. But again, I was talking to you about trades. Juan always does the most trades, but they don't always work out. His team was looking good on paper, but the paper doesn't matter. He traded for Cooper Kupp. He traded for Jonathan Taylor. So now he's got like the best two players in the league. Cooper's out for the year. Taylor's been he had a good game last week, but he's been kind of questionable. One of the trades though was Al traded Zach Ertz
Yeah.
for Williams, Detroit. And he messaged something like, he was like, thanks for the trade. Williams for Detroit has been beast.
Well, that's the thing. People forget that he was the starter in Green Bay. It's not like he was a bum. He was the starter, and he was all right. So it's not a shock that he's doing what he's doing in Detroit.
He's a touchdown getter. He doesn't get many yards, but
the thing is, though, he can get the yards.
What saves me, thank God, in Juan's league is I have Swift. Somehow Swift has 3 carries a game now, but he gets that one touchdown.
Yeah, so 1 week I didn't pay attention. I had him and Williams starting. They both, Williams went off and Swift got a touchdown.
Swift ain't doing
I was
shit,
like,
but he keeps getting a touchdown. It's like 3 carries for 7 yards, but a touchdown. And like that 8 points is like, oh, thank God.
Like, it got to count somewhere.
We better review this.
No, we already reviewed that. We got to review this.
Oh, that was good, by the way.
Yeah, this was real good. There's some more. You want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be doing this on not Monday, but I'm having a ball.
What was I about to say? Oh yeah. Also sad news here. We talked about this beforehand. Power Ranger, Green Ranger passed away. Which the thing is about it is,
I think it was a suicide, right?
yeah, it was a suicide, and a friend of mine, he messaged me, and he, it was the Green Ranger's Jason David Frank. It was his daughter's Instagram, and she put up like kind of this little slideshow, and like basically talk about my best friend. We did everything together, and it almost broke me, dude, because I think about my daughter right now, how my daughter is like not by any pressure, she's just interested in anything I'm doing. If she sees football is on, she's like, Dad, who's playing tonight? She wants to watch football. She'll remind me on Sunday, Dad, we didn't watch the Michigan highlights. If I'm watching fights, she wants to come over and snuggle up and watch fights. She's into comic books. So it's like I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the pictures of, her and her dad, like doing like, bungee jumping and shit, on the red carpet. And it's just like, damn, dude. Like, that's really fucking sad and tragic.
Yeah, and I think we've all at least us, dealt with depression. But I think one thing that stuck in my mind was just like how it hurts other people, which would keep me from doing it when I was younger, of like just that thought. But yeah, especially when you have a kid. And I feel like, I don't know, I don't know where I heard it from, but it was like hearing that it's like one of the most selfish acts in a way. And again, I don't want to discredit what someone's going through.
Yeah.
But when you have a kid, I just imagine how much that could impact the kid is terrible.
So I've always heard the whole thing is like one of the most selfish things you can do, and I hate that saying because the thing is with that saying is like, so we don't know what he's going through. Sometimes people are in a spot where they're hurting so fucking much, whatever it may be, they feel like they're a burden for whatever reason. And I think on the one note of it, it's like when someone does that, they don't know the consequences afterwards. I don't know what happens after we die. All the people who want to claim like, oh, well, you do this or you go there or blah, 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 blah. We don't know. And I hate when people try to tell you we know. We don't know. Nobody know. I don't know. You don't know. But the thing is, you know, you wonder if over time they think over time that, okay, yeah, they're going to hurt now, but they're not having to carry my baggage. They're not having to deal with this. And, you always hear the thing about people saying, well, look, I'd rather hear you complain than hear somebody read your eulogy. People say that. There are a lot of fucking times people don't fucking mean that. And I know I've encountered people who say that shit, and it's like they're nowhere to be found. When shit gets rough. And it's unfortunate, yeah, and especially when there's a kid involved. I mean, she's older, she's still a kid all the same, and it's gonna, be just that kind of thing where it's like, why? Because that's the whole thing too. It's like you're a celebrity, and not like a famous, super big famous celebrity, but you're a celebrity all the same. I mean, he was on one of the fucking most popular fucking kids shows in history.
Yeah, I mean, having a younger brother, that was his show.
Yeah,
So I've seen that show a million times. And we used to do this stupid thing where he'd be like, bro, be like, I'm the Red Ranger. And then when the Green Ranger came out, he already claimed the Red Ranger. So
Yeah.
he hated him. I was like, I'm the Green Ranger. And he's like, oh, shit.
it's like,
Wait.
yeah, you can't.
And
No,
then when I
no
was
take
the White
backs.
Ranger, because the Green
Yeah.
and the White Ranger were the tightest Ranger
Yeah.
by far.
And that's the thing. I never watched Power Rangers, but I was hip to the lingo. I knew what was going on. I was like, oh shit, the Green Rangers. Oh shit, who's the White Ranger? But it really sucks, and it's just very unfortunate. And I you know wish all the best to the family, in the tough time that they're going to go through moving forward. And um, you know, as I always say, if anybody's listening and y'all in a fucking hard spot, you need somebody, fucking reach out, dude. Whether it be fucking reach out to us. I'll fucking listen, dude. Trust me. Like, I've been up on some late night phone calls, like going through it with people and shit. I've had to reach out myself on some late night phone calls on some dark shit. I mean, it's again, we don't know what someone's going through, and I know a lot of people don't want to reach out because they don't want to feel like they're a burden. I had a friend a very long time ago. He would, kind of like talk dark, and I remember being up with this dude until 4 in the morning talking, and I had other friends saying basically he's just crying for attention, and to me it's like, look, whether he is or isn't, that's not really the fucking point. I'd rather give him the attention and it mean nothing than to not give that dude the attention and it fucking blows up in everyone's face. So, um, that took kind of a tough turn, but let's get back to some more fuckery. All right.
Yeah, we be serious
Yeah.
and funsies.
That's what, yo. I was talking to my teammate about the podcast and shit. I was like, look, when motherfuckers listen to the podcast that I'm on, they're not coming to learn shit. They're coming in for fucking.
Yo,
Yeah,
we
like,
teaching the children though. Colompton Beer Club is for the children.
yeah, we for the kids, son. Um, but yeah, Oculus, because I didn't write it down.
Okay. So I haven't played with the Oculus since I moved.
I played with my Oculus
That
last night.
shit's been. Oh. Hey, you don't have it, right?
No.
Well, you gotta try what I told you. You gotta try.
So the thing is, like with porn on Oculus, is like, dude, I don't know, man. I just don't know, because
No, I don't go back, but you gotta see it.
I like I The see it is one thing. Just yeah, I don't know if I would hang around for it though. It just seems like it'd be a little too intense. I like to look at my homemade
It's
shit,
too.
on X Hamster and which is a weird name for a porn site, X Hamster.
It's freaky how realistic it looks for sure. Of like,
Have you seen that one movie clip where the dude puts on the fucking VR goggles and then fucking Joey Diaz comes in?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that shit is great because he's sitting there, he's like tied down, and like all he can see is Joey Diaz giving him head. He's just screaming. It's like no, no.
But yeah, I mean so. All right, so the new game I got was, and I haven't played in a while, and I've been. I decided like, yo, I need to lose weight. One of the best cardios is that boxing game.
Yeah,
The
easily.
boxing game again, I got to the point where I could beat anyone in the first round, but still, and having not done it in a while, like yo, I'm breathing hard. So quick time wise to burn a lot of calories is that boxing game because you're gonna go all out. I measured my calories today. It was like, yo, that shit's way faster than some elliptical machine. Anyways, there's a new game. It's an NFL game, and I've been dying for this in terms of like, I want to play Madden with the VR headset, where you see the perspective of the quarterback. So, this game has some major flaws in that it's the first time it's been done.
Well, yeah,
A little bit on the easy side, for sure. Visually, again, all the it does have the names on the jerseys. They look super realistic, but the faces are all like kind of the same. It's the first. It's the first one. Yo, dude, you play this. You're the quarterback, right? You get your wristband. The offensive coordinator is calling the play. You see it on your wristband. You click it. It looks like you're in the game. You see your helmet. I'm in Dallas's stadium. You look all around. It looks exactly like you're in the stadium. The way you throw the receivers is awkward. The actual throwing motion because you
yeah,
gotta like hold the ball and then you let go of the trigger. It's almost like you're going like this
yeah.
instead of an actual throw. But the visuals is amazing, and the way you throw to your receiver is you look at them. So when you look at the receiver you're throwing to, it kind of highlights them.
Yeah.
So you could do this look off. You look over here, then you come back. You know it's over here. It highlights him. You throw it in his direction. I'll say this: if that's how I want Madden to play, and it doesn't have to be that you're actually throwing the ball off your hand. Even if you're using the controller, if that's the way it looks in the gameplay, if you could play with a VR headset but still play Madden with the handset, that's going to be amazing because the tackling, the animations when it's in 3D like that looks so much better than 2D.
So, do you play defense or are you just playing
Nope,
quarterback?
just offense right now. So I think there's potential where because you can move your player with the joystick when you're running. Obviously, if you're going to run in your house, you're probably going to run into a wall. If you had a field, that'd be amazing because then you could legit play football, like someone be the receiver. But the visuals really give you a sense of what it looks like on the field. And one thing that stands out to me is like, as loud as the crowd is, the field's so big, it's really not as distracting as you would think, because you get the sense of where they are where you're standing in the middle of the field. You hear them, but the field's still big.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you really concentrate on it. It's really cool how the offensive coordinator's calling the play. You do have the option to audible, but you're clicking the play. You can see the routes. I would say the defense is like super easy. Like I'm throwing some passes that should be picked, but they're letting it go through. This is the first rendition of the game I've ever seen like this. If this is the first, that's the future, and it's going to be amazing. Like it's going to be awesome. And even if you don't stand and actually throw your hand like the Oculus is making you now, if you're just even using a controller, but Madden could make like the VR view of everything, it would be so much more fun because the VR headset really puts into 3D and makes you feel like you're on the field. Like when you're in Dallas Stadium, I'm like looking up So, by the way, you're just a quarterback, so you can sim when you're not in. Obviously, you want to do. You don't want to watch the freaking play while you're not playing. But if you did, you'd watch the view on the sideline. When you sim, it does make you watch a few plays. It's so realistic, dude. You can walk up and down the sideline and you're watching the plays. The tackling looks so much more realistic than like a 2D on your TV Madden would look. But I mean, all the faces are the same. It's kind of funny. It's like, dude gets in my face, I'm like, you look the same as everybody. But this is the first rendition I've ever seen of this, and it's got great. I love how you could look off people. Like you look this way, then you look at this receiver, you just toss him the ball. It really gives you the view that you're the quarterback. You'll take the snap under center, you'll take it in a shotgun. The only thing I would say is very unrealistic is the throwing motion. You're kind of like doing this, like looking, and it'll throw like 40 yards with no,
That's called
no
skill,
effort.
son.
Yeah, if I could throw the ball 40 yards with that little of motion, and again, I would say this, like the best cardio you can do is that boxing game. That boxing game will you do that HIIT type cardio
Yeah.
where it's high intensity. You rest for a minute.
I have a friend who does that, and all they keep saying is like, I'm doing hit right now. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a fun workout if you can't go to the gym. I still recommend going to the gym if you can go to the gym.
Yeah, that's preferred.
But
Honestly, I mean, I think
the view is crazy.
a
Like
workout
it's so cool.
is a workout all the same. But
Yeah, but the view of it was so impressive. Of just like you in the middle of a football field, and like Washington Stadium looks like Washington, just pretty shitty. Dallas Stadium looked amazing, but I was looking at Dallas like, those upper seats are really upper seats. They have like a fourth deck. It's like, god damn, can they see anything? Because they got that big ass
Well,
scoreboard.
well, that's what they're watching though. Which is always a weird thing to me. It's like when people pay big money to go to something just to watch it on the big screen. It's like, and I know you're paying for the atmosphere, but it's like, if I'm gonna watch it on a fucking screen, I may as well just fucking watch it at home. The food is cheaper. I don't gotta fucking wait in line to go to the bathroom, and I'm saving a lot of money.
So we'll definitely pregame so we can save some money.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'm looking to get alcohol poisoning. Well, shit, I gotta still come home and watch
When
my
are we
kid.
recording? Before or
Monday.
after?
Monday. We're gonna
Okay,
do
Monday.
next Monday. Yeah, I've already next week's schedule. As far as anything to do is already set because I'm off. The 4-day weekend. Obviously, most people are. I only get to say that because I'm normally not. But I'm gonna watch Ohio State Michigan game on Saturday with my kid. Make that a fun time because most times she only gets to watch the highlights. So this will be the first time she actually gets to watch a Michigan game as it's going on. She's probably going to watch like 10 minutes of it, but she does actually watch like the like at bedtime Sunday night, Monday night game. She's like into it. Sometimes she'll watch the game with me on Sunday, but she'll get a little bored. But I'll watch that on Saturday. Sunday, we'll head out to the stadium, drink, watch Washington win. I gotta get back home, tend to my family. I gotta remember not to get too fucked up, but I'm still getting fucked up all the time. Because I ain't driving. So just know that now.
I think we're gonna celebrate Thanksgiving actually on Friday. So this will be the first year. Obviously, like Bea, the chef, so she offered to want to do the cooking. My parents always did it, but my parents are getting older, so I think they're appreciating not have to do. My mom still wants to make like 2 small side dishes. My mom does make actually really good potato salad, and it's something called Alabama baked beans.
I bet she got raisins in it.
No reason. No, the potato salad. So it's one of the few things I can taste that's spicy because she uses mustard seed. So for whatever reason, I figured out I can taste mustard seed and I can taste horseradish because that's a seed.
Yeah.
I can't taste a pepper at all. There's no heat from a
It's
pepper.
root.
So my mom's potato salad is kind of spicy to me, and I love it because of that. And she puts bacon in it. That shit's bomb.
Shit is
The
bomb.
Alabama baked beans, I don't like beans except for those. She put it's like green peppers, a little onion, but it's like brown sugar. That
Yeah,
shit's bomb.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
That shit's
that shit is
bomb.
rocking, son. Hey, are they a little thick or they watery? They thick.
I think they're thicker.
They got that thick to. Oh,
Yeah,
I might. Hey, you said Friday? I might stop through.
yeah. So
Oh,
that
I
shit's
might swing by
bomb.
on Thursday.
I'm like, God damn.
Hey,
Oh, we could. Yeah, you should.
if you get a knock
Because
on
it's
the door-
Friday. Because
Yeah.
you're probably doing Thanksgiving on Thursday,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I gotta go to grandma's on
Yeah,
Thursday. I might swing through on Friday. I might just for the beans. I might just swing through for the beans.
So just my parents are coming
because
that
that
we
potato
know of.
sauce sound wild.
And it's funny too. Like I said, I showed my parents my car, and my dad freaking loved it more than anyone. You know, my dad was laying on the street taking pictures underneath my car.
Your dad
It's
is
like,
wild,
God
though.
damn. And he, but you know, my dad's been a little crazy in the past. He's old man now, doesn't drink anymore, so that's a big plus. Cause
Wow.
yeah, I mean the drinking was a problem.
Well, yeah.
Um,
I
but
didn't think-
I
didn't
see
think
where
that
I
was
get
gonna
some
happen.
traits from him. He's just like, he's kind of like, cause I've always liked things that are a little oddball, like not the thing that everyone else likes. In my car, it's kind of got weird. It's like a third door on one side. And he's like, yo, I kind of like this. It's weird. It's like one door on this side, but it's a two door on this side. And he's like, I like this. It's like, and he's like, and I was the same thing. I never thought, by the way, you haven't seen it, but I never thought I'd get a red car. But I saw this
Yeah,
car
that
in
threw me
particular in red. I was like, the red's the best. And he's like, same thing. He's like, I don't like red cars, but I like this car. Like,
Yeah, red is a weird like car color to me. Even my grandma had a red car when I was growing up. I don't know, like a red car is always one of those things like, ugh, really? Just want to put a bullseye on yourself, don't you? But yeah,
so yeah, I mean, it
Rocket
looks
son.
good, but it's so fun to drive. But I mean, one thing. So I'm approaching 600 miles, which is when a lot of things activate that I haven't been able to activate fully. One is like this launch control, which is going to be fun. So my car will time you like how fast if you want to go do a 0 to 60 test, if you want to do a lap test, if you make yourself like a track around. Honestly, I was like, there's actually kind of a track around Gateway where you used to play basketball.
Yeah.
On the weekend, no one's there. I was like, I could make this a track, but I'm not gonna do that. But that's where I've been testing the launch control because honestly, I have to teach myself to drive this car. To be honest, it is an automatic, which I always love stick, but the automatic was faster, and the reason
Really?
why is modern cars is
uh,
the automatic is smarter than you.
true.
Knows when to shift. It's a hoot. So I gotta take you out. Probably won't take it to the game just because I still don't have my regular tags. Like I have the temporary tags because I bought the car in New York, and I think it's gonna take
Oh
a
no,
full month.
no, you getting rid of old tags?
No, I don't think you saw my new tag. Oh, but you
No,
do
the
know about
OG
the old tags.
the OG tags.
My OG tags. No one had tags older than me. I had the same tags from the car that was inherited to me at 16. And I've had the tag ever since.
Yeah, you and Sarah are the only people I know who have the same phone number and the same tags. Since like
Yeah, you
the
don't know.
beginning.
This past year, I got custom tags because that license plate was so old. It was now black. And it was like, my car's clean.
Ain't
but
nothing wrong with black.
No, but it looks so dirty, the license plate. Because it was what? I think so. I got it at 16, but I would think we had it a few years before that. So, what are we, 16, 26, 30? Damn. 30 some years old. I've had the same tags on a car in every car. So, the 79 Malibu, the Oldsmobile, 89 Oldsmobile, to the TC, to the ST, to now. So, this past year, I got custom tags because I was just like, I need to fix this because my car is spotless clean, but my license plate is black. Like, it's so old looking.
There's charm to that though, dude.
Oh, and that's why I kept it so long. But then it got to the point, like, it was really dirty.
It's like having a cast iron skillet and never cleaning that motherfucker.
Yeah.
But the food is always banging.
I should have kept it, but because I have, you have to
you
turn
gotta
them
turn
in.
them in.
But Yeah, so it was just this last year, and I was just like, I didn't know this. It was a little bit of regret, but not totally. Is if you get a custom license plate, it costs more money, obviously.
Yeah, you didn't
But
know
I was
that?
like, fuck it, I'm gonna make something I can remember easily. So it's like, and what I did, by the way, was the old car was called a ST. I did ST. Oh, should I get my license plate? I don't know if I should do it.
Yeah,
I
I
did
was like,
two famous
don't say all that
I
shit.
did two famous basketball players as the next two numbers. Two of my favorites. So, um, it's gonna transfer on this car, but it's gonna because I drove it from New York. I had to get a New York tag,
Yeah.
and then it's gonna come in the mail. They say within like I don't know 30 to 35 days. So I gotta
Dumb.
wait to put the plates on. So during this time, I'm like trying to be careful whenever I see a cop, by the way, because my engine will, by the way, will like pop. It'll like make an explosion sound if I want. But what's really nice is I can turn it off. Whenever I see a cop, I'm like, ooh, off. No attention, off eco mode. And when I'm in eco mode, it feels like because my girlfriend has a Toyota Camry hatchback. It feels just like it. I'm like, whoa, it turns into a nice civil car with a push a button race car.
Yeah.
But
Let
yeah,
motherfuckers know.
I tried the launch mode for the first time last weekend. I'm not technically at the mileage. I should try it, but I was like, I'm close enough.
Yeah,
But
that's how that ends.
There's
Close enough.
there's a learning curve to it. So my first time using it, I spent about 2 seconds spinning my wheels. That wasn't going anywhere. But the 0 to 60 time was decent, but it's not what it should be. So there is a learning curve to driving this car too. But I mean, it's the perfect car for me. It feels like so good, but you'll have fun with it. The best is driving through a tunnel. It sounds like gunshots.
Oh.
But I can turn it off though if I need to. So like when I come home late at night, I'm not gonna. Cause honestly, I have a pet peeve with bad neighbors.
Yeah.
When someone's playing music at 2 a.m, if someone's driving a friggin' Camaro SS and they're driving their car, revving it at 2 a.m.
So we got the main road right here behind us, and I hear that shit. Now I want to say all the time, but weekends especially. It's like a Friday night. It's like, yo, son, really?
So my car sounds good, but it's not nearly as loud as a V8 Mustang. But I can turn it off.
Nice.
I can close the valve and no pops, but the pops are fun. I don't know how we got here. We're all over the place.
I don't know, but that's the beauty of the show. Like I said,
We still got to rate this.
people.
Jailbreak. You sure?
I'm not having
Whiskey?
it. Not tonight, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I came into tonight exhausted and almost like, yo, we gotta record, but I'm so tired. Like, it's like once we get rolling, I'm into it, but I definitely don't want to. Even though
It's fine. He didn't want me to come.
Trust me, I would have been like, yo, bitch, we're recording next week. We're gonna do a double whammy next week. That's what I would have said. What do you mean? It would have been a 4-hour episode.
Hey, the first time we ever hung out and did a podcast, what was it, 9 hours?
We recorded because we had to break it up into 2 episodes. So you're one of 3 people to be on a 2-parter episode. It was you, my friend Tony, aka Jits Bitch, and then recently my friend Manuel, who listens to the show as well. So you guys were part 1 and part 2 episodes. So I did a 5-hour episode, and I broke that up into a full like 1 release each day of the week. And it's because my friends came up from Philly to record. They came up from Philly specifically to record, so I didn't want to sit them down for 2 hours just to send them back home. So I was like, look, let's record as long as it takes. He was trying to push 6 hours. I was like, I don't know if we can do all that.
We still got to do our Philly trip.
Yeah, we got to sort it out. Because my whole thing with going for the Philly trip, I just want to go up there next to the stadium because they got like little bars there to watch the games. That's all I really want to do, is go up there and watch fucking games. I just don't want to like. See, the thing is, I want to talk shit, but Philly fans are so fucking terrible and horrible humans. I feel like if I talk shit, I might not make it home. So I don't know, man. I mean, I still want to go there. I gotta curb myself. I gotta make sure I don't say something fucking completely retarded because you know it's gonna happen.
Their team's doing good. They should be in good spirits.
They're not. No, they're never in good spirits, yo.
Yeah,
Yo,
I
these
can't believe they
motherfuckers
won the
booed
last
Santa
game.
Claus. They booed Kobe at the All Star game. Yo,
Who
it's like,
got booed? Oh, I think what was it, the Grammys were recently. Chris Brown got booed.
that seems about right.
I was like, why is he getting booed now?
I don't know. Pick a reason. Like he's a
But
wild
he,
boy.
I mean, he won an award. I think Keller Rowland gave him the award, and she was like, I
I like her.
appreciate. She basically was like, "You're such a good performer. I'm gonna bring this home to you." Like she tried to say something nice to him while the crowd was booing, and I was curious why the crowd booed him though, because if it's domestic violence,
He's still
which he
beating
should
women.
get booed,
Yeah, but I mean,
but there's a lot of other people that
I
like.
thought he cooled down since he had a kid. Though. I thought he got like. I thought he like started behaving.
Maybe this was Rihanna.
I mean, yeah,
Because
that,
that's how
that
I
Rihanna
was
thing
shocked he
was
wasn't
huge.
forgiven because, and again, I hate when people will compare a situation. Someone tried to compare the Marky Mark thing of when he beat up some Asian dude blind, and it was probably a hate racist crime, which was common in Boston those years. But the
in
thing
these
is,
years.
that happened before he was famous.
Yeah,
Not to excuse it, but it's a little
No.
different where Chris Brown's happened one to Rihanna, who's loved, and after he was famous.
yeah.
Shouldn't make it necessarily worse, but I think in the public eye it does. Like no one cares. It's sad to say no one cares that Marky Mark did all that shit in his youth.
Well, also that was so many. Yeah, he was a kid. It was
Yeah,
so many
I mean,
years
he-
ago.
And,
Versus,
and I always joke about it, but like like rappers getting credibility for doing some gangster shit. Marky Mark was pretty fucking gangster.
but it was part of the Funky Bunch. So
Yeah, but yeah, and then he was part of the Funky Bunch, which lost all his credibility. But I still remember that whole MTV thing when he was on the show. Do you remember like he was on with Eminem?
oh yeah,
And Eminem was
yeah.
like, "Look at us, we're all like one big Funky Bunch." And
no, he said yeah.
yo,
one
Marky
big
Mark
fun
looked
bunch.
at him like, "I'm about to knock you out."
Yeah, when
And
he
if
said,
it got into a physical fight, and I felt it, I was like, "Yo, you're about to get knocked out."
I think honestly, and like I like Eminem. I think he would get murdered
Oh
by
yeah,
90%
a physical fight.
of people. He's a little fella. He might
And
be
Marky
scrappy.
Mark is
What?
fucking ripped, and judging by his past, he was probably a pretty good fighter, a brawler.
Yeah, I would say more, bro. Because I mean, don't get it twisted. Now there are a lot of guys that have that look, and they probably do win some street fights. But it's like, all right, fight somebody that can fight. But the average person, Marky Mark, will probably rip their fucking head
I don't
off.
think Eminem was trying to fight anyone.
No.
I mean,
I don't-
I don't think Eminem was trying to fight anyone physically.
I don't think. Yeah, Eminem ain't trying to fight nobody. But Eminem, like, yeah, if it becomes a battle of words, I don't want to see Eminem.
I will say, I've never been a huge Eminem fan, but I always like saw a big influence, sort of House Pain in him.
Well, did you hear his
Yeah, and he
acceptance
thanked
speech?
them. So I
That-
thought
that
that
was
was
tight.
I was pretty cool because they had a little beef. He's now shouted out Everlast twice. I give him props for that because I mean that's your influence. You had a beef, but that's your influence. You shout him out. That's cool. And I think all the members of House of Pain like appreciated it. It was like,
Well, I know Danny Boy posted it on his Instagram.
yeah.
Because that's where I saw it initially. I was like,
And
that's tight.
and Everlast big question. He's like, I never had a problem. Like we met. He felt slighted. He did a little subliminal diss. He never had a problem with him coming back because Everlast like he thought it was funny, but he was like, I always felt like, I mean, if you see early Eminem, he tried to look like Everlast, and his favorite rapper was Ice-T back in the day. I was like, yo, he's got to be influenced by Everlast. And it was cool that one album he said something like, I'm a mix of a Whitey Ford and a Mighty Thor. And it was like, all right, he's giving him a shot. Like, he's influenced by him. I always felt that there was an influence. That's all I've always felt. There was an influence.
We have to also think too. It's like when you're in that arena, and that's, I mean, essentially, you're making your money off like, just making enemies essentially. And he's like, it's almost like, do you take anything that he says serious? Outside of like, talking about his daughter's mom. You know, because I don't know whether that was an act or not. He said some fucked up shit. I was like, damn, dude.
Yeah,
Um,
the whole diss battle was kind of weird. It's like it almost sounded like Eminem wasn't dissing Everlast as much as he was praising him for House of Pain, but like calling him old. But he was like 3 years older than him, and then saying like he gave up rap to play guitar. But it was like not really a diss.
so I mean, again, though, it's like I said, you have to like look at kind of things like with him. It's like, what's really what? Is he doing this to attack? Because, excuse me, like he's got static with the Insane Clown Posse. Like he's got multiple tracks against him, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, he hates these motherfuckers, which I think most people do, unless you're like one of the little fucking juggalos. Fuck those guys too.
Oh yeah, the Juggalos got.
Jesus, fuck.
They're not gonna. And the whole Everlast Eminem beef, it was like the Eminem fans still to this day will be like, "Yo, he destroyed Everlast." It's like if you really listen to the song, he doesn't really diss him as much as he calls him old. He's 3 years older than Eminem,
Still old.
and he says he gave up rap to play guitar. That's true, but it wasn't
Um,
too much of a diss. But then I always felt this of like, I was like, Eminem seems some of the references I've heard in his lyrics and the look he had before he had the blonde hair, he looked like he was trying to look like Everlast. And I like him more now that like okay, he's past the beef because they had a lot of friends in common. I think his management was Cypress Hill's management. Cypress Hill was like, we're all and Everlast. I think in the interviews it said like, we all know the same people. We're all friends with the same people. He's just like, it was kind of stupid. It was just like, I said a little subliminal thing in a song. He took it. He ran with it. Everlast was kind of like, I thought it was fun. It wasn't a big thing. He was like, it probably did hurt me a little bit in terms of like that time period of like festivals. He's like, he felt like certain festivals are like, we better not put them both on the same festival. But it didn't really hurt either one of them. And I think they have a mutual respect. And technically, they ended up on the same song, not recording together, but the Busta Rhymes song. I think it's called "Calm Down." Yeah, Busta Rhymes, which Busta Rhymes killed that song, by the way. It's a song called "Calm Down." It samples jump around, but not the typical beat. It's that beginning part, the dun 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 dun. It samples that part, and then there's a version with Eminem and Everlast on the same thing, and Eminem's verse does basically shout out House of Pain. I gotta pee.
oh,
I usually don't say it on
yeah,
the
I was like,
line,
you don't
but
gotta
it's
say
like,
it.
God
Just,
damn.
just go. All right, he's back. That was a quick piss for y'all. For
That was
us,
funsies.
it took some time. It was like a 15-minute piss. Fucking weirdo. Um,
But yeah,
yeah.
I like the fact that Eminem has shouted out Everlast twice. So the beef is squash. I don't think they'll ever do a song together, but that would feel like that's a shame. I feel like it could be an interesting a mix because Everlast is kind of a slow, deep voice rapper. Eminem's the complete opposite, fast, high pitch.
It
Could
could
be
be.
an interesting collaboration.
It could be. I'm tired of talking about either of them now.
Let's go.
Let's go to our movies real quick because that's
Oh,
the
my
last thing we
movies
got
are
on
kind of
board.
funny.
So I'm gonna go real quick just into I watched a bunch of things, but the big standout was I watched Smile, which was a recent horror movie that was in theaters. It hit Paramount Plus last week. It's a basic generic horror movie, almost kind of like The Ring, in essence of the mystery to it. I'm gonna spoil the fuck out of it because it's not really interesting. It's not really worth watching. It's not a
Well,
bad
it's
movie.
wild the promotions, or they're having people at stadiums and shit.
The promotion for the movie, like that, they promoted the fuck out of this movie. It's not a bad movie. I'm not saying that. It's just it's really not an interesting movie. It's not boring, but it's one of those things where it's like we've seen it before. It's just in a different form. So basically, what it is a I don't know what she does at the hospital, but she works. This lady works at a hospital. She's a doctor of some sorts. Um, a young lady comes into the hospital and she's freaking out. This young lady is, and then she's just screaming, and she's in a panic. She says she sees something. She's like, every time I see it, it's smiling. They're always smiling at me. Everywhere I look, they're smiling. And then she looks at the doctor and she screams. She's looking past the doctor. The camera work, they pan the camera as if you should see something. There's nothing there. And the girl, like, is freaking out, and then the camera comes back to where the girl was. The girl is gone. You don't see her at all, period. Now, in her chaos, she knocked over a vase, whatever you want to say, and there's glass. The camera now pans over again. Boom, the girl's standing there with a smile on her face, and she's holding a shard. And she's staring at the doctor. And then she just slits her own throat right there in front of her. So then comes the mystery to it, because now that this has happened in front of the doctor, now she's cursed, and now she's seeing all the same shit. And there are some wild things that happen during the movie in terms of like just her reactions to things, but ultimately, like I said, it's very generic. Not the most interesting movie, not a bad movie. It's not one that I would say go see or see it any way possible. It's one of those things where I'm like, I watched it, I got it out of my system. I don't know if I ever need to watch the movie again. Or it would be one of those things I would put it on for background noise. Which most of the movies I don't really care for tend to be background noise movies. Whereas I can put it on, I don't need to watch it. But if I look up, it's like, all right, I might be interested in this one scene or something like that. Ultimately, like I said, she ended up being cursed with all the things. So she starts digging into it and, discovers that the person that killed herself in front of her, someone else killed themselves in front of her, and then someone killed themselves in front of him, and it is like this thing that just keeps trolling back and back, like The Ring, basically.
Yeah, I was gonna say it reminds me of The Ring.
And I'm gonna be honest, I don't even remember how it ended. I think it ended in one of those ways where it's like, oh shit, it's like it just keeps going. There's no end to it. If I gave it a score out of 10, it's tough because, like I said, it's not a bad movie, but it's not a movie that I would say, dude, you should see it. I would probably give it like a 6 flat. It's not interesting at all. It's very generic. Like I said, it's one of those movies, like, if it's a boring night and you ain't got nothing else to watch, it's one of those things you throw it on, like, it's not hateful, but I wouldn't waste time on it. Like, I wouldn't, like, waste significant time. If you're like, man, movie night, all right, I'm excited, I've been wanting to watch Smile since fucking all that promo, and then you watch, it's like, it's fine.
Yeah, man, I feel like right now there's a little bit of a lack of those type of movies, like you're dying to see in the theater right now.
I think that's a preference thing, though, because there are a few movies that are good. I don't do the theater, so for me, nothing's worth going to the theater for. I mean, again, I went to see Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see that. That would be the next movie I'd probably see in the theater.
That's an absolute recommend. Like I said, 9.5 for me.
Nice.
I think I did the episode with Marilyn Phil this weekend. My official score is a 9, but either way, a 9.5. It's fucking gold. I probably said 9.5 even on the episode. I don't know. But that's a for sure recommend. I want to go see it again. I just time, life. Even though I got the weekend off, but I know everyone's going to be out this weekend. So I don't
one of the movies will have like a lot of time. Just like if you get your ticket in advance. So I belong to that movie club. I'm gonna try to get a ticket. We'll see when Bear works, because she's in the restaurant industry, so getting Sunday off is a big thing. And then I think she has Friday off for Thanksgiving. So we're doing Thanksgiving on Friday, by the way.
Yeah, you said that. That's when we know
I
we've
want
been
you
drinking.
to come over though later.
I'm
Because my
off.
parents don't drink, but like after them.
I'm off that day. I think Sarah's off. So Sarah's working Thanksgiving night, which is wild.
We'll definitely have some leftovers, and
so
not even leftovers though. We'll have some. We have our little liquor cart.
my wife is working Thanksgiving night, which is going to be holiday pay. She's already getting paid.
I'm hoping. I think Bay is working same thing. Where most of the time, if you work a lot of jobs, if you work Thanksgiving, it's like double pay.
Yeah, that's
you don't remember back in the day we got double pay.
No,
we
get triple pay, son. Oh my god, yo. Dude.
And it was like as much as you wanted.
Dude, I remember those checks, yo.
People were showing up in pajamas.
Yeah, I was one of them. I remember. I remember I did the weekend, the entire weekend. I came in Saturday afternoon at noon, and I worked through Monday. Like I remember at about 1 o'clock on Monday, I went up to Lurch, and I was like, "Yo, I don't know if I'm gonna make it." It wasn't 1 o'clock. I think I left at 1. I was like, I might not make it, dude. I've been here since fucking uh, Saturday afternoon. He was like, just try to see if you can make it to 1. Like, if you can make it to 1, you can make it through the day. And I was like, I don't think so, buddy. 1 o'clock got there. I was like, I think I'm out.
Yeah, we could have. Where were you? Who just sat in the chair
Yeah.
and harassed certain
Yeah,
people.
big titties. Um, but yeah, it is like relax, buddy. But yeah, like that triple pay shit was god damn, yo. Whew.
We got,
I
we
wish
got
I
double pay a few times.
yeah, we
One
got
time
double
was
pay.
triple pay.
We got double pay a lot, but that triple pay because it was during like I want to say it was like around like Christmas time
Yeah, it was around Christmas.
because it was like the Christmas rush, and they're like, hey, if y'all can help us get caught up, and I was like, yeah, we can do that. Man, I miss those days. Just like throwing the headphones. I was like, what can I do? Listen to my headphones and do nothing. Um, but yeah, Sarah's working that Thursday night. I mean, we're still going to my grandma's doing the Thanksgiving thing. Then we're gonna come home a little early. She's gonna have to work, get her double pay, and then I imagine she's off Friday. If she's off Friday, I'll swing through. What time y'all starting things?
So I think with my parents around 30 or 4.
All right.
So
I don't know if I want to
early
crash.
evening.
I don't
No,
want to.
you don't pray.
I don't want to crash your party
Although,
during family
I
time.
was joking like one of the times. I was like, I was trying to. I think it was bad about how much my dad can talk. And I remember one time in particular, our old friend Richard came to pick me up, and he engaged. And I was like, "That's the worst thing you do."
Oh,
So we were trying to leave. It took like an hour and a half to leave, and I was like, Dante came over one time too and engaged. And then
dude, do
my
I
dad can talk.
do I dare bring the recording equipment? Get Big Kev on mic.
No, I don't think he'll go into that. So, because he doesn't drink anymore.
Exactly, which I think would be kind of the benefit. Like you
He
don't
tells my dad is a good storyteller.
exactly. That's what I mean. Shit, I might like, yo, Big Kev, you trying to get on?
For,
off the
for
match?
me though, he doesn't understand is like because I worked for him at such a young age and for so many years, I've heard every story. So as soon as he starts it, I'm like, I've heard this, but no one else has. I'm just like, God damn it, y'all haven't heard this story? I've heard this like 30 times. Because my dad was the type that would tell the same story to a complete stranger. It'd be like, it was so funny when like I work with him. Like customers would be in their car backing up. My dad's still talking.
I was like, wait, I'm not done.
And most of the time he was at another shop. It was a BMW mechanic shop. He'd just be there talking. And then I'd get the phone calls. I'm talking like 12, 13. I'd be like, there was no like, in terms of like the pricing for some stuff like auto upholstery, it was based on like the hours estimated, the material costs. So it's something like a 13-year-old can't do. So I'd always have to be like, my dad's next door. I'll have him call you back when he gets a chance, which is not very professional.
Nah, it's
But I was doing that all the time.
I love Instagram.
Wait till you see the TikTok.
Oh, I love TikTok too.
No, I seen you one.
Oh, well. See, I go on TikTok and then I don't even check my messages because I have a bunch of messages. What I do is I like let them all pile up and I'll just sit there for like 2 hours and just click through all of them and like, all right, I'll let the new ones pile up.
Yo, we gotta rate this beer real quick.
Oh yeah,
We
no, we
crushed
haven't.
it
Yeah,
a while ago.
yeah. We
So this one's called Clearly Righteous, and it's one of our favorite beers companies, Jailbreak, which we gotta go to. Laurel, Maryland. This is a West Coast IPA, and I don't know if this words are right. I'm trying to read this ahead of time. Okay. Because of the hops they use, it has a more intense tropical fruit flavor, forward hop flavor, and is a dry finish.
My finishes are never
I
dry.
feel like it was a good tasting beer. So our first beer was 6%. Our second beer is 5.6. For a rare instance, our highest beer is 6.7. And it's, you know the reason why is because the last time I went to pick up our beers, I picked up a few holiday beers, and I was like, I think it's a little too early for us to do holiday beers.
That is a fact.
Like I'm actually curious about one. Like one's like a sugar cookie. I'm like, that's either gonna be really good or really bad.
I'm not looking forward to
I
it,
don't know.
but
The percentage
I'm
was
in.
pretty good.
That's even more reason to not look forward to it. The
No, we
percentage
like.
could be great, but sugar cookie,
All
a
right, so
sugar
this was
cookie.
6.7 West Coast IPA. I thought it was pretty good
It was
tasting.
pretty tasty.
I
liked
wrote
it.
down my score already. So the first beer was 6%. You gave it a 7.
I can't remember much about it, but I did enjoy this, and it's a 6.7.
Yeah. So the first beer was 6%.
Yeah, this is 7.2.
So,
I enjoyed this.
and I gave it a 7.4. So 7.3. There you
Look
go.
at that. We locked these drinks.
Recommended.
Um,
Recommended. And Joe Break typically make. You know, one beer we haven't done is one of my favorites. Is and it used to be high for me though. Now I'm a professional. That 8% might not be that professional as it used to be, but it was what was it called? Jailbreak. It was 8%. I don't remember. We'll try it.
You know it's tight, and this could be because of the update, and I had to fix this shit. But this didn't stop mid recording at all, and I'm into that. But
I got the two movies.
so we're gonna do one. We're gonna do one of them because we're over 2.5 right now.
What piece?
But I was just excited about the fact that this stopped
Damn.
recording.
Well, one was better than the other. But
So
one's
which
more
one?
Funny to talk about.
Gotta pick one. Paper, scissors, rock with yourself.
Well, I'm gonna do the one that's. Damn. Do you want a comedy or do you want a more serious?
No, talk comedy. I'm not into serious. I already know the crayfish one is a little serious. I'm not into the serious one. I'm a little aware of that
I
one.
can tell you a little about
Tell me
one
about-
sentence about the crayfish.
What's that?
It's one girl grows up with a family.
No, I'm aware of it. I know it.
Her dad's abusive, kicks everyone out. She stays. The dad eventually leaves. So she grows herself up basically like 8 years old.
So you're just gonna ear rape me right now.
There you go.
You just ear rape the fuck.
Walk
out
of
me.
shame.
No means no. You just went right into the ear.
Yeah,
You said
no
you're gonna
means
take
no.
this.
You're gonna take this shit.
You're gonna take this
You're
in the
gonna
ear,
like it. You're gonna like it,
dude.
You like it.
I'm debating right now. Should we take that out?
Alright.
Keep it in.
Walk
It's at
of
the
shame.
end.
This is a comedy.
I figured.
One that has Tracy Morgan in it. Who's the main girl? I think I did write it down. Elizabeth Banks. You
I
know
like
she-
her. Yeah,
She's
I like
cute.
her. She's a cutie pie. She got a like kind of a big jawline. I like her.
So, this movie was one of those typical Netflix movies. It's like not good enough if it was in theaters. Hell no.
Netflix has been doing that a lot lately. They're really good at
Hell
making those
no.
movies that I wouldn't go to in the theater, but they got stars in it.
But when you don't got shit else to watch, it's entertaining.
So you got Sopranos.
It's got some entertainment value to it. So she it's basically about a news anchor. She has a fun night, gets drunk, as we all do, and hooks up with some guy and a random. She's actually like in a poor part of town. Wakes
Like her
up
already.
Wakes up. She likes this dude, by the way, but she wakes up and to a call of like a different news agencies like considering her to be a lead, basically like an audition type thing. And she's like at this dude's house, wakes up, she's got to make it to the audition basically the next day. So she leaves trying to make it on her way. Little does she know she's basically in the hood.
I like where this
So
is
it's
going.
funny. So it's like a white
Oh no, I get it.
upper class. Not she's not upper class. She's not actually judgmental at all, which just makes the movie kind of cool. She's just in the wrong part of town. She's not experienced this stuff, so she actually takes everything.
I know the
well.
type.
But one thing that's funny is like, so she's wearing a cocktail dress because she went out with her friends
For some
and
cock.
she ended up she was looking for some cock.
Look for
But
them
now
Richards.
she's in the hood wearing a cocktail dress. So now she looks like a hooker by mistake. So it's a funny movie. People are mistaken for her for a hooker. She runs into like a drug dealer
Of course.
and she's like trying to ask him for help. And he's like, "What the fuck?" And basically, the cops show up and she runs into like basically a crack house by accident. It's kind of funny because she meets some guy named Pookie. No, Pookie.
I was gonna say,
My
nah.
bad.
Yeah,
If you
get that
speak
shit right, son.
Filipino, I just said something really bad.
That's all right.
She turned around.
That's all
God
right.
damn it.
That's all right. We good.
We only have one listener that speaks Filipino, probably.
I got two. We got
Maybe
two.
one.
We got two. Listeners.
He's probably laughing that I said Pookie.
You're good.
Because his name was Pookie.
It's all right. You're professional.
And it's just like, what was that movie with someone named something like Pookie? I don't know. But he's a crack addict, but he's a nice crack addict. In fact, he gives
Crack addict with a heart of
he
gold.
gives his last vial of crack to her in case she needs money. That is a genuine crack addict. Like a heart of gold.
I was a genuine crack addict, somebody that wants to wash your car.
No, but I mean, he had a heart of gold because he recognized her from the news. So he recognizes her from the news, and he's telling
If he was
his
a real
friends.
crack addict, then he would have robbed her because he recognized her from
Yeah,
the news.
Tracy Morgan's. No, now I'm getting. Wait, I'm getting cross-contaminated movies.
I mean, you mentioned earlier Tracy Morgan was
Yeah,
in it.
that's the Clapper movie. So
Oh.
similar movies, to be honest. But anyways, yeah, it's just about her effort to make it to this audition. Then she makes it to the audition, but the people that helped her, she kind of shouts out. She shouts out Pookie. Is it a good movie? Hell no.
I was going to say, I'm not watching this.
But when you got nothing else to watch,
I'm going to watch
it's one of
Sopranos.
those entertaining movies.
If I have nothing else to watch, I'm going to watch Sopranos.
It's kind of like
as you should.
it's a made-for-TV movie.
I think, yeah. Well, I'm not going to watch it. But I appreciate your efforts.
Yeah, you probably should watch it.
So basically, we just took that time for you
Something
to tell
about the crave. What did you write?
the crayfish. I don't know. Something about crayfish.
That's not what it's called. What the
Yeah.
fuck is it called?
I don't know. I told you we're only doing
Where
one.
the crawdads sing.
Yeah, we're only doing one because we only
No,
got time.
I was just gonna say this one. This one's worth watching.
So I've seen. I'm aware of it. It's not something that I'm interested in.
Yeah,
but
it's not.
But
I
I think it looks like
blockbuster.
it's a critically acclaimed film. It looks like it's a good film. I know it's not a film my my speed, but
It's a
I've
slow
heard
moving
good things
movie.
about it.
The main story though is just I'll say it real quick.
Ear raping. You just told us. You told us before you talked about the other one.
So,
Yeah.
I can say it if you want.
Well, you told us before you talked about Walk of Shame. You already broke like.
Well, Walker Shane Knowles gonna watch that shit.
Well, no. But you told me about the crayfish movie before Walk of Shame because like you started telling me the premise. And I was like, dude, like yeah, like I know.
All right,
Then you ear rape me. And then you're trying to ear rape me again. It's like
I'll drink more of this sake.
I don't know if you should
I
drink
gotta
more
ride
sake.
home.
Just because you have a ride home doesn't mean you should drink more sake.
Of course, you should drink more sake.
Nah, son. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. We're well over 2.5. As always, everyone who's listening, thank you for the support. Thanks for listening. Thanks for just putting up with us. I do a lot of podcasts, and this is easily one of the most fun, just because we just get to fucking cut loose and just talk about random shit from the week and shit that we go through. So, I appreciate y'all sitting through my therapy sessions, because that's what this is. Basically, is me going to therapy. I don't know why Steve shows up. I think he just shows up. He's like, "Look, I need a drinking partner," and
No,
look,
this
I
is
take one for the
therapy
team.
For me too.
I'm always here for the team. Steve said it's therapy for him too. So we basically go to therapy and drink. Yo, that'd be tight as shit. Just go
Colompton
to-
Therapy Club. Yo,
Tight.
is that gonna be one of the shirts?
Do it.
Oh, so I'm telling you. So I've designed one of our T-shirts. It looks tight.
All right, then get the shirt so we can wear it.
Yeah, we'll wear it.
But
I think I want a hoodie because hoodies are always like
I mean-
you can wear it in the summer even.
actually, I'm about to send out some off the mat hoodies. I got a few that I got. I still owe a couple of hoodies to previous guests and shit too. I think I owe you a shirt.
So we'll do hoodies, and we'll see what happens from that.
Yeah, I gotta be selective on who I send shit out to now because this shit ain't cheap. So,
Yeah, the hoodies I designed looked pretty tight. They're a little pricey, but no, it's good. So we're gonna have our logo on the front. We're gonna have our Instagrams on the back. It looks pretty tight.
all right, well, make it happen. But
And if you want
otherwise,
one,
yeah, get at us. But otherwise, as always, thanks. We appreciate y'all. Y'all can reach me at bjj.wiki on Instagram. Steve's available at thor.bentley on Instagram. Collectively, you can find us at Colompton Beer Club on Instagram. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening for this long ass episode. Yo, if you're still here at this point, yo, you a real one.
what time is it?
It's about to be midnight. It's after midnight
shit.
for us, but we've been recording for 2:40 now. We're at 2 hours and 40 minutes. So we gotta get the fuck out of here before we get
We're
to
all
2:41.
Americans.
Are we though?
No.
Like, I mean, yeah, maybe. But do you want to claim it? Oh, that was great. I wish there was camera for that one. All right, y'all. We got to get the fuck out of here. Steve,
Good soup,
bye,
y'all.
bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch.